Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me, Chris Crew? Let me know if you are there and if you can hear me. Hey, baby girl. Hey, Jet. Who else is there? And let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I'm getting the echo. Let me see. Hey, you guys. Hey, hey, hey. Loud and clear, loud and clear. Okay, okay. How you guys doing? Hey, Mr. Hardrick. It's Hardwick. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Hardrick, like Corey Hardrick. Hello. Hey, Renee. Whew, child. Let me tell you something. I just ate. I don't know if you guys are familiar with street corn out here in California. It's like a Hispanic thing where they have like the corn with the mayo and the cheese and the chili powder. Are you guys familiar with that corn? Niecy G, you finally made it to a live. Hey, sis. Child, I just had that corn and I had some Fresca. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I am full. Okay. I am so full. Look, we probably only gonna be on this live for about an hour, 2 hours max. Cause honey, I'm going to sleep tonight. I got the itis for sure. Yes, yes, Niecy G. I done had that, and I had it. They call it. I forgot what it's. I think it's. I don't know what they call it, but I had the Mexican street corn, the loose corn, and they make it like in nachos. So, girl, I had the street corn with the chips to go with it. Ooh, it was so good. But you already know. Ooh, I'm going to sleep tonight. I definitely am. So, and then I'm going to brunch tomorrow. It's crazy. Lord have mercy. But hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. How you doing? How you doing? So, yeah, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Derek, child. Of course, you know, we already heard. Yeah, street corn, yeah, it's my kryptonite sometimes. A couple things are my kryptonite, but today street corn was. So, we're going to talk about this interview with Mehgan James. And make sure you hit the like button on your way in, please. But we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, so my conclusion is Derek is still full of shit. Point blank, period. Um, it shows how much of a narcissistic asshole he is, how arrogant he can be. Oh, auntie, no, 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 no. That was not. Don't no. You don't have to give any apologies. That was that person wanting to cause drama. You don't have to give any apologies, auntie. Like I said in my live last night. You know I have nothing but love and respect for you. Nothing but love and respect for you. So you do not have to give apologies. I am very well aware. I put my energy to the person who was trying to start the drama. That's it. So, and we can definitely still do that live if you want to, auntie. So let me know. We could definitely do that live. And like you said, we can pull our receipts. But no, that was that fool trying to start some drama. But I appreciate you. But yeah, we talking about the delusions of that pretty boy, Derek, in this interview with Mehgan James that he did. Yeah, it could have been her baby girl, but it could have been one of her trolls. It could have been her sisters. We don't know. But what we do know is we're going to continue to move forward. We're going to continue to move on. The Chris Nicole channel is going to continue to grow. And we're going to ignore the haters. And if we do address the haters, like Auntie gave me advice before, we address them one good time. And then we move on. Point blank, period. So, yeah, Derek. First of all, how can I start off? First of all, one of the first things this idiot said was he matured. He keeps saying he matured in prison. No, the hell you didn't. If this is maturity, I don't like what were you before jail? Because if this is maturity, I don't know what is. And he keeps saying, no, I definitely, I'm saying, was with her, I matured. So I saw, how she was riding for me and how she was genuine and how she was this. So, I matured in jail. There's no way in hell you matured in jail with the way that you're responding to things and the way that you're acting. How about you just be honest? People will respect your honesty. Be honest and give the real reason why you stayed with Monique. Because he ended up telling on himself later on, he said she was very aggressive. She was trying to like push her way through to be the top girl, the top dog. So let's be honest, she paid the cost to be the boss. Like at this point, just be honest and say you were using her. Just be honest. At this point, like, and this is why I say about those F boys, because you have those F boys who still want to be liked so badly, they don't want to seem like they're the bad guy. Derek, you're the bad guy. Period. Just simply say, look, I'm immature as hell. I didn't really grow up. This girl who was doing everything she can to confess how loyal she was to me, she made sure I had everything I needed in jail. Therefore, I decided to allow her to rent me out for however long until those checks ran dry. Just be honest. Because you're not going to convince me or anyone else that you was with her for the right reasons. You're just not. So when he said, well, I matured growing up, I'm like, who the hell do you think you're fooling? Then he had the audacity to say that Monique ain't never had a guy like him. See, this is the problem when we have this worshiping type of environment in our community. Because how does a guy, whether you feel like he's attractive or not, how is a guy who has no income, no place to live besides living with family members, but he doesn't have his own, he doesn't have a lease, he doesn't have a deed, he has none of that. He allegedly has a gambling problem, according to a couple of resources like Monique. How is it that all of this, he can literally say proudly with no hesitation, she ain't never had a guy like me? How? What is a guy like you? And then he tried to say she was, I don't even know if I could say, well, I'm not monetized. Hell, tried to say she was dickmatized. Really, bruh? And you matured in jail? If you matured in jail, would this really be coming out of your mouth? And again, what does Derek have? And what did I say how many lives ago? When you hear a guy who continues to say something like, but I have this D. I ain't got nothing else, but I got this D. That's a F boy. That's a fuck boy. Point blank, period. When he said that, and then in the process was trying to flirt with Mehgan, talking about, yeah, girls like you, slim, thick, light skin, long hair. Let me tell you something. Mehgan is out of your league, sir. Mehgan's out of your league. And let's be clear also, Carly Red is out of your league. Carly Red and a Mehgan are not going to bring down their currency to date a Derek. They're not going to do it. They have plenty of followers on IG. They have literally other guys that actually have something going for themselves, more than likely trying to holler at them. What the hell are you bringing to the table? Furthermore, Carly Red, now mind you, Carly Red is bad. I give it to her. Carly Red is bad. I don't know. I mean, Megan says she's like 50. She damn sure don't look like it. She bad. I got to give it to her. So if she is 50, she's literally old enough to be Derek's mother. What the hell? There's no way in hell. What would she do with you? Like, the only way I could see Carly Red entertaining you is because she is going to get a bag off of you. But she's not about to reach down to lift you up. She's definitely not about to do it. But again, he's always trying to find the next woman. It to me comes off that he's always trying to find the next woman to take care of him. That's what that's about. Hey, you guys, I haven't even been paying attention. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Dustin. Hey, May. Hey, you guys. But yeah, he's trying to move on to the next woman who will be dumb enough to take care of him. And you know, the sad part about it is, even through all of this, even through what we have clearly, well, what some of us who have the legit eyes can see, even through all of this, it is definitely going to be one chick out there at least that would be willing to still take care of Derek. That's the sad part in this situation. Ladies, we just got to get smarter. We have to. That man has nothing to offer, but yet wants to be called a man. You cannot call yourself a man if you can't even give the bare necessities, which is being a provider and a protector. And then he mentioned, when she asked about the allegations of DV, he mentioned that I was raised by my grandmother and women. So what's your point? Just because you was raised by women doesn't necessarily mean you respect them. And furthermore, you can still be raised by a woman and you may respect her, but you may not respect other women. So you saying that did not answer really the question at all whatsoever. You kind of dodged the question, really. But you telling us that you were raised by women doesn't mean you respect them. Miss me with that shit. That don't mean anything. How many times have we seen men out here who love their mama, swear up and down they love their mama, will do anything for their mama, but they still a low down, dirty, trifling ass dog? Oh, I know y'all have seen it, because I've seen it. Hell, and truth be told, I got a couple in my family. Hell, I got a couple in my family. They love their mama, but they treat other women like some shit. And that's just what it is. And so, first of all, well, let me start off with this. The sound on Derek's end was horrible. On top of the fact that I can't stand when people let their battery die out in their fire smoke detector thing, and they got that damn chirping all over the place. Fix that. That is such a turn off when you are having an interview or someone is talking to you. That's a turn off, especially when you have people who have earbuds in their ear. They really hear that sound. Go into another room. So not only did we hear that in the background, his sound was horrible and he kept freezing up. What the hell was he using? I hope she didn't pay for that interview. I really hope she did not pay for that interview. I really like, because it was horrible. It was horrible. But then I'm trying to figure out, because I know you guys saw that video where Derek said he blocked her. Does everyone remember that? He said he had blocked her. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know. Yes or no. Didn't he say that he blocked her? Was that before this interview that he said he blocked her? Because he just did that interview not too long ago, right? When did he say that he blocked Monique? Because I'm trying to figure out, if you blocked her, how do you know that she's still calling you? He did say that, right? What you doing, Renee? You is it you shouting me out? Okay, so yeah, so he did say that. Yeah, in a live, he said that he blocked her. So I'm trying to figure out, in this interview, how are you saying she keeps calling you? Because Mehgan said the same thing. Why don't you change your number? Why don't you block her? So are they still talking or not? But here's this call on private stuff. There is a way for you, especially when y'all are in different states, different cities. There is a way for you to be done with people if you really want to be done with people. So I just don't understand this whole thing of they're calling on private. Why are y'all still speaking to each other? Now, granted, Elizabeth said a couple of stories ago on her IG, about a week or two ago, that Monique was still giving him money to go to the casino. So is this what it is? Is this still transactional? Because why are you guys still talking to each other? And furthermore, doesn't it contradict what the hell you just said, making it seem like that she blocked you from going to Atlanta? And if that paperwork is legit, because again, I couldn't see it. I guess Mehgan saw it, but I couldn't see it. If that paperwork is legit, why are you still allowing her to call you if she's doing this much to affect your life? If she's doing that much to affect your livelihood and your freedom, at that point, you need to stop all contact with her. Especially when you're saying that your PO was involved and you couldn't travel. Why would you even want to still talk to her? So it makes me wonder, if they're still talking, is he still talking to her because there's still transactions being made? Because if he has the gambling problem like they claim that he has, he don't care where that money's coming from. And if allegedly is true, Monique, stop giving him money. Like, this is crazy. Like, I first of all, if I gotta pull out paperwork, there is no more conversation with that person. I gotta pull out paperwork. If that paperwork has anything to do with my ex that is causing me that much drama, there's no way in the world I'm still talking to that person. Allegedly, he stole from her in accordance with Monique interview. Who stole? Wait, Yuli, what? Who stole from who? Give me the details, girl. Yeah, I'm like, is money changing hands still? Because something is not right. There is no way I'm still talking to someone who has violated my freedom like this. But here's the thing. This is why I'm saying this is the mind games that Derek plays. You can talk this mess all you want, but you're giving mixed signals and doing that F-boy stuff if you're still talking to her. But as far as he sees it, again, if he feels like he can still use her, he's going to use her up. But if that's the case, Monique, you have to stop allowing him to use you. Because without the women in Derek's life, what would Derek have? Hell, where would Derek stay? Where would Derek be? Yeah, something. Look, and you doing the Key Sweat. Something just ain't right. Yeah, for real. Something's not adding up. Because this man almost did 10 years. If someone threatens my livelihood this much, oh, there is no more conversation. I'm blocking. You know what I mean? And then if I'm getting number, because again, he can block her number. Of course, we clearly see how she can possibly get down. She tried to call him from another number. Any number I don't recognize, I'm a block. I would keep blocking and keep blocking until she gets the point that I'm done. So when Mehgan kept saying, well, you clearly still love her, which I'm like, child, I ain't love Mehgan. Like, I need for y'all to stop saying that word love. This has nothing to do with love. But she was like, why don't you change your number? Why don't you block her? Did he really answer the question? Because I didn't hear a legit answer from him. What was his reason for not blocking her or whatever the case may be? What he said that he did block. Did he say he blocked her? Because I don't think he said he blocked her on Megan's interview. He said it on his live, but what was his reason when she said that? Why haven't you changed your number? Why haven't you blocked her? Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm blocking, changing my number. I'm doing all of that, but that's just me. Exactly. Exactly. I like at this point, there's nothing else to discuss. If I have done almost how many years? A decade in prison, and now you're pretty much calling my POs on me and you have proof of this. What other conversation is there in regards to us? There is no conversation. And if you ask me, when Mehgan asked about, even though she asked him, but then at the same time answered the question, which honestly, I don't like when people do that, because I feel like you're feeding them the question, or I mean, feeding them the answer. Let them answer. Let them be able to think it out. But she said, you don't have a problem with the LGBT community, right? Like, you don't have a problem with them, right? Like, honestly, you could tell he was uncomfortable even answering that. Did you guys notice that? Did you guys notice that? He literally was uncomfortable. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, live your life, do you, whatever the case may be. He didn't really want to go there. In my opinion, he definitely has an issue. Now, whether it's about just the LGBTQIA community as a whole or his sister, but it almost seemed like he didn't really want to comment on that. But what's your opinion on it? Because I felt like I was like, I sent some bullshit. And so that's why I say Derek is the master of half truths. He really is the master of half truths. But half truths are still lies. That's what he fails to realize. Half truths are still lies. So he may give you some truth, and he's so quick to say that he's never going to lie on someone. I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but what I do know is this: he liked to play puppet master and go back and forth and stuff about people's business. So even if he's not lying on, say, Monique, why are you telling your family how much she weighs? Or why are you telling your family the stuff that she does, but you're not telling them what you do? Or why are you telling Monique your family's business? So what I gathered from, and here's the problem, I'm not learning anything new from any of their interviews. Like, I'm not. Neither one of them have held themselves accountable. From my understanding, though, Monique did say this time around that they both put hands on each other, which I'm glad she actually admitted that. Apparently, she said that. Was that in the Angela Yee interview? I can't remember. They doing so much shit at this point, lives and interviews. Did she say it on the Angela Yee interview that they put hands on each other? I can't remember. Y'all let me know. I want to know why no one asked him why he never defended his sister Carlos King. He don't defend anyone. He defend himself. But see, to me, that's how he gets down. And honestly, I don't even think it's. I think Liz is the easy target because of who she is. But the vibes that I get is that he wouldn't defend anyone if it doesn't benefit him. Like, I just don't think he's that type of guy. He'll throw anyone under the bus. as long as it benefits him. Child, tell you about them Libra man, honey. I tell you, he still talk fast like he's still in prison, right? He always talking like he running game, ducking and dodging, right? Yeah, the audio was horrible. It was horrible. That's why I said, I hope she didn't pay. Like, I hope she didn't pay. And here's another thing, and this is one thing. Let me tell you something. He talking about she gave all BBWs a bad name. Can I just say, as even though I guess I'm now considered on the lower BBW end, can I just say that on behalf of all BBWs, I think it's safe to say that don't nobody want your ass anyway, Derek. Because at the end of the day, you give all light-skinned, short, pretty boys a bad name. You give them a bad name. I had to put a Libra man in the headlock one time. He was small too. I've never seen you, Nivea, but if you're new, welcome. But you got me laughing. Ooh, we don't condone violence over here. We don't condone the DV, but that's still hilarious. Oh my gosh. It was giving Boost Mobile tees, girl. It was giving Cricket phone tees. Remember Cricket? That's what it was giving. Boost Mobile is an upgrade, child. Yay, hey Cat Ann. Yeah, I don't think, is it Nevea or Nivea? I don't think I've ever seen you before, but welcome so much. Welcome to my channel. Thank you. Yeah, she can't give us no bad name. We don't want no Derek. Like, Derek, you giving pretty boys, light-skinned boys a bad name. Right. We're good on the fact that you don't want us. We don't want you. Exactly. She isn't. While being 7 on the pregnant with the, oh, you pregnant with twins? Well, first of all, that is a blessing. That is a blessing. Congratulations. And thank you for willing to take time out to listen to moi while you sitting there chilling. I was like, all time was just that age and it's so like exactly Walmart track phone. And why does Derek keep saying he like light-skinned women? What is Cat? Thank you, sis. Thank you, Cat Ann, because let's talk about that. And somebody else, was it Tragically Delicious? I think let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because I think Tragically Delicious was saying in Geo's chat, like, why does he keep saying light skin and all of this stuff? Like, I think that's what she said, like, it's really screaming colorism. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in our community, especially men, who they think like Derek. They definitely think like Derek. So the fact that he said that, I'm not shocked. And again, I'm sure, especially people from certain places in this region or just in the world, colorism is alive and well. I even mentioned in my live last night, growing up out here in California, like, and mind you, when I moved to the East Coast, they considered me light skinned. They used to always say all the time, "Heifer, you light skinned. What the hell are you talking about? You're light skinned." And I was like, I ain't light skinned. What are you talking about? Because growing up in California, I was not considered light skinned. There were a lot of racially ambiguous women out here that grew up out here. And a lot of the times, it took me going to the East Coast, seeing men out there and how they operate and coming back here to really open my eyes to the fact that there's a huge problem out here. There is a huge problem out here. And yeah, you have a lot of guys in our community that only like biracial girls, racially ambiguous girls, light-skinned girls, and Derek is coming off like he's one of those type of guys. He can try to say he doesn't, but the fact that he keeps saying, I'm going back to my preference, they never treated me bad, which, by the way, Didn't he say in the first season of Love After Lockup, when they went to his Big Ma house, didn't he try to imply that though it didn't work out with his preference, didn't he say something like, I had, you know what I'm saying, the bad chicks or whatever the case may be, and it didn't work out, so I'm trying something new. So what was it about them that didn't work out that you claim now you going back to your preference because they didn't treat you bad? So I'm confused. This is what I'm saying. He's always talking out the side of his neck. It don't make no sense. Yes, congrats, Nivea. Congrats. The skin tone doesn't define women. It's cringe every time he says that. Yes. But unfortunately, we deal with a lot of colorism. We do. Oh my gosh, Nivea, you definitely, we just positive energy your way with your twin beautiful babies. Oh my gosh. Congratulations to you again. Yes, and glad you can join. Definitely. Yeah, colorism is real. It is very real. You know what I mean? Now, I will say when I was on the East Coast, it for me, it wasn't that bad. I felt like more on the East Coast, guys a lot of times like the swag of a woman and the hustle of a woman, but still colorism was still a big issue there too. Here in Hollyland, in LA, in that superficial world, like they want the Kardashian type of look a lot of the times, even in the hood. Even in the hood. Yes, especially in Spain. Yep, Spanish community, Black community. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it is. Haitian community. Yep, the Caribbean community. Yes, it is a big issue. It is a huge issue. So when he keeps saying that, and you know what I'm saying, again, this is what I'm saying. I don't know what he means by mature. He needs to pick up some damn books. He needs to grow up. And I keep saying over and over again, there are some underlying issues when it comes to Derek and women. And I don't know if he's ever going to admit this. If and ever one day I do interview him, I'm gonna ask him some deep ass questions. Now, it seems like to me he'll slither his way out of the damn questions like he does with every other interview. But if he wants to really have a mature conversation, let's dig deep, sir. Let's really dig deep on your F boy shit. My family is Boricua. Yeah. Before I met my husband, who's from Nigeria and was dating, if a dude kept bringing up the fact that I was half white or tried to put me on a pedestal, I would drop them. Now that's some real stuff, Nivea. Now here's the thing: I'm sure you're aware because you're biracial. You have some who don't. They truly think that because they're put on a pedestal, they're going to stay there. But I'm curious. I would love if you want to come on a panel tonight, by all means, so we could talk about Derek. We could talk about his coloristic ways, the colorism, and all of that stuff. Everything he said tonight, on the interview, we can talk about. But I'm curious to hear why you would drop them. I kind of want to pick your brain on that to see why you would drop them, because some girls wouldn't drop them. Some girls wouldn't. So I would be curious to hear that and get your honest point of view. And this is a safe environment. I know you're new here, but this is a safe environment. We definitely, respect each other. We can agree to disagree on things. Did you catch? He said they broke up May 5th. He said he started dating his new girl May 5th. Man, wasting no time. Exactly. Which is why I'm like, if you truly love someone, you not hopping from one bed to the other that fast. But again, he was already hopping one bed to the other before that. Like, let's be clear. Derek likes to play like he's the good guy, but he did everything he could to push Monique away so she could just finally leave Cleveland. That's what he did. So he could try to say, well, you left me. I didn't leave you, but you did leave her. You have her in the hotel 2 hours away while you was doing your thing, God knows where. You already had left her. You was just trying to find a reason for her to finally hit her breaking point to leave you. Child, what is that, Napoleon complex? For real. She was number 6 of the 10. You know what, Niecy G. Oh yeah, man fantasize out think that are unrealistic. Yeah. He doesn't know what mature is. Light skin doesn't make them better than the rest. Exactly. Exactly. And you know what would be crazy is that his preference does a boomerang on his ass and really takes him either for everything or truly breaks that man down. That would be the biggest karma and boomerang for him. It really would. It really would. If his own preference screws him over. Yeah. He is a big, huge gaslighter. Yeah, and he didn't respond to that. Like if you claim you're so proud of your size and you don't mind your size, and say how tall you are. But from my understanding, they say he's not that short. They say he like 5'5", 5'6", which in my opinion, that's still short, but for a man at least. And to place blame on everyone else, but the accountability of what he's done, whatever he goes on. And that's the problem. Both of them have that problem. Both of them have that problem. Now, I'm shocked to hear that apparently Monique apparently said that they put hands on each other. She finally admitted that they be putting hands on each other. So I don't know if she's starting to take accountability. I don't know. But from my understanding, she did say that. No job, stereotypes. Exactly. But the sad part about it is you do still have plenty out there. You do. I mean, you really do. You have plenty out there who would just want the superficial reasons of Derek. Derek is not an ugly guy. He's not an ugly guy. And I'm sure with his Burberry shirt that he has probably worn 100 times already, he can appear and look like he got some swag to him. So I guess on a superficial level, and a girl who doesn't understand the game, they would find him attractive and think that he got something going for himself. And let's not even start with the whole, I guess, now I don't even want to say celebrity status, but popularity that he's getting from Love After Lockup. Some girls, especially, they just want to be on somebody's arms that has a social media presence. You got to be somebody. You got to have some type of money if you have over 100,000 people on IG, right? Wrong, but that's the way they think. Exactly. His preference may be the one who actually do the sneak attack on his ass. All right. Yeah, when that karma spin the block on him, it's gonna be something else. Okay, yeah, definitely, Nivy. I would love to hear that. I was raised that black is black, and guys that love light skinned women over dark skin isn't cool. Exactly, exactly. With his shoes on, exactly. That I got a couple of inches. He probably got a little platform on all of his shoes. Real talk. Exactly, exactly. She coming back. I think she said she's just charging her phone, so she coming back. What did I think about Monique's feet? Okay, okay. As far, Lord Jesus. Okay, and I think you're trying to say, I'm hoping you mean not by the physical look of her feet, but her having that consultation. I don't want to talk about the girl's feet. But what I will say is this, in my personal opinion, I feel that that doctor paid her a certain amount of money to have that consultation just for the marketing of it. I do not think that girl is really serious about getting lipo or whatever in her feet. It just, nah. I don't think that was the case. She need all of that in her feet to hold up the weight that she has, and that's just no shade. She needs that. But again, from my understanding, she did say that she's getting weight loss surgery in a couple of months as long as she continues to lose the weight. She may consider that once she loses the weight, but I think that he was like, let's do it live. I'll pay you a certain amount of money so I can market myself. I'm thinking that's what that was. He's going to get a youngin that's going to destroy him because karma's a bitch. Yep. And the more you play, yep. Yep. Oh Lord, I knew the Flintstone cat. Lord have mercy about them feet, y'all. I'm telling y'all. One thing about us, we definitely can read. We can have fun. We ain't no damn hate group, but we can read and we can have fun. And if you want to show off your feet, you want to show off your wigs, you want to show off yourself without makeup, we have every right to sit up there and comment on it. Get over it. He's gonna find one of those big booty young girls and she's gonna roll him. Hey, and the sad part about it is, as arrogant as he tries to come off and as narcissistic as he tries to come off, is gonna be the one that he think is not gonna get him that's gonna get him. What about Akbar's feet, Cat Ann? She is focused on the wrong body part. Right. And real talk, I'm not bottom heavy. I'm more proportioned, but I would say I'm more top heavy. I am more boobs. I am more, you know what I'm saying, like stomach, but I'm definitely more proportioned than her. But this is just scientific fact. I'm saying fat. This is scientific fact. The more fat and stuff you have around your midsection, the more dangerous it is. So she really does need to work on that. And again, it's not shade. You have to work on that. That's definitely the most dangerous part, to store your fat. And that's just real. She was just marketing for a doctor just like she's doing for the child. Hey. Look, my whole thing is, if you trying to make your money, but make your money where there's longevity in it. These short little interviews, these club promotions, these little marketing things, they not gonna last. To me, they're both getting money in a very lazy ass way. There's a difference between hustling and enterprising. And they don't know the difference. A hustle can only last for so long. Learn how to enterprise and use your resources to where the money works for you. While in your sleep, you're making money. This short little shit is not going to last long. Right. Feet should definitely not be coming first. You know what? I was thinking that, Jacqueline, but here's the thing. If she probably deals with a doctor like a doctor now who specializes in people that size for weight loss surgery, she possibly can find someone. She could possibly find someone. For all we know, she could be talking to Dr. Dr. Now. She could be. She could be on the next 600-pound life, for all we know. She could be. I mean, because I'm sure at this point, with her actual popularity on IG, she could get someone to do the weight loss surgery for her for cheap or for free. Yeah, I don't understand the point of that. I also heard that people now are doing not lipo, but they're doing some type of, is it cortisone shots or something in their feet that will make their feet not ache when they wear heels at the end of the night. I don't know. That's just, to me, that's too much. Like, I'll rock my shoes and make sure I have some slides or something in my purse if I have to, but I'm not going to that extent to put stuff in my feet so I can wear my heels all night and my feet don't hurt. It's my favorite character. Don't put him in this. Oh gosh. Aqua's feet look like she pulled out feet first breech, baby. Help me. Oh my gosh, y'all go in. Derek be around all these females because he's trying to replace his mom. That's where he's hurting. Nivea, see, I rock with you because I said this a while back. And I'm going to say this loud and clear on my channel. I think a lot of Derek's issues come from his mother. And what do I mean by that? I think a lot of his issues come from, why was I over here with my dad's side while you was raising my siblings with you? He may not ever admit that, but I think that is a huge issue for him. And the problem is now that she's gone, he's never going to get those answers. He's never going to get those answers. He's never going to get the reason as to why. Which is why I said it's so deep. You know what I mean? Like the way that they lost their mother was tragic for all of them. And I'm a firm believer in counseling and therapy. Like God made therapists and psychiatrists for a reason. You know, sometimes we do need that extra support and that extra help. I think there's a lot of things he needs to heal about. And who's to say what his family dynamics was really like on that side too? Because allegedly, let Elizabeth and some other people tell it, his life on that side wasn't the best either. She already alleged that the father was a crackhead. I mean, how good could your life be where your father's side and your father is allegedly on drugs? So there's a lot of stuff that's possibly there that he refuses to deal with. Y'all are hilarious. I'm about to drop this link. Y'all are hilarious. Yeah, allegedly, yeah, exactly. Allegedly, his father was on drugs. Now we know he ain't got no teeth, and typically, especially us in the hood, we know typically what that's a sign of. But again, some people just have bad teeth, and if they don't ever go to the dentist, that can happen too. But a lot of times when people lose teeth like that, it's because there was something going on. We don't know for sure, but allegedly, that's what was said. So at the end of the day, he may wonder, like, he may think that the grass is greener on the other side staying with his mom versus where he was. You know what I mean? But see, Derek's not going to be honest and vulnerable like that. Just like Monique is not going to be honest and vulnerable about her life growing up. Because I'm curious about her life growing up and the stuff that she went through. Like I told y'all, trauma bonding. But I'm about to put this link up and we can talk. All I know is this. Did it change my mind about Derek being an F-boy? No. He just proved it even more. And then had the nerve to try to say that it's because of the D and because of the caliber of guy that he is why Monique is so obsessed. Oh my gosh. I can't wait for him to meet his match. I can't wait. And he can sit up there. Like, honestly, if Carly Red entertains him, it's because there is a bag involved. She has had too many guys who already had names. She has an acting career now, if I'm not mistaken. You know, she have at least 1 million followers? Like, what would she do with a damn Derek? If anything, she would be upgrading him. And why would she upgrade him? That's going to bring her value down. Get the hell up out of here. You can keep saying her name all you want, but I don't know. If she does entertain him, please believe me, there is a bag in it somehow. And again, I don't know, because it seemed like to me she can get her own bag at this point. And I'm sure she got plenty of men of higher caliber than Derek trying to holler at her. So link is down below. Come up, my family. Want your opinion on this. You can tell by looking at his dad, he was on. Well, you know, hey, at the end of the day, again, that's what Liz said. Now, he hasn't confirmed what I find interesting, though, is that he really kind of bigs up his father. Because even when he was on that Rich Dollars interview, he was like, you know, my dad, didn't he say something like, my dad, like, you know, I come from that cloth, like I come from that lineage. He tried to make it seem like his dad was that guy. And maybe he was that guy for a second, but he ain't that guy no more. All right, so we got Dustin coming up. Hey, Dustin, and we got Yuli. Hey, Yuli.
Hey guys. Hey Chris.
Hey. Does anyone know about Mo's family? No, we don't know about Mo's family besides what she showed on the show. And those, well, we saw 3 sisters. There's 2 main sisters, but we finally saw another sister. And child, her name had to be Nicole. Yeah, we saw her, and we saw the godmother, but we don't know the parents. And allegedly, somebody posted on my page one day, and again, this is allegedly, the father that she calls her father is her stepfather, not her biological father. I don't know if there's truth in that, but someone said that on my page. So again, we know more about Derek's side than we do about Monique's side. That's for damn sure. But he's still not being honest about certain things and how he feels. She wanted Tijuana surgery. Oh hell.
Yes, she did say that.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
So that means she paying for it. Like she got to be paying for it. Well, I guess technically, I mean, because people do go and get those type of surgeries like in Tijuana and like the DR and stuff like that. So maybe they're still giving her a deal if she promotes it. But oof, okay.
I said it when she said
it. Here's the thing though. I wish if she is gonna do it, I wish her a safe surgery. Because at the end of the day, we just literally had someone, and I didn't know who this girl was. I guess her name was Jackie O, who literally just lost.
She was the host of a show with Nick Cannon. I can't think of the name of the
Wild and Out show.
Yeah.
She just lost her life while undergoing like a mommy.
She just had a baby not too long ago.
Yeah, and then she had cosmetic surgery, and I guess apparently passed because of complications. So if she does do it, I wish her well. I hope that she does everything she needs to do and she has a safe surgery. Like, I ain't knocking her. Like, if she got to do that to lose the weight, then by all means, do what she got to do. But just be safe about it. But hey, y'all, what y'all got to say about this topic, about this delusional ass pretty boy?
I just have to say this really quickly because you overlooked my comment right there. But you were expecting these two dumbasses to allegedly make their money work for them. We're talking about the two dumbasses who allegedly had 80 grand in their possession and did not do anything with it.
Yeah.
Like, we're asking for miracles here when there are any.
Right. And I mean, you're right. But again, I mean, I would hope. I know they asses be listening to our commentary, whether it's mine or Gio's or aunties or whatever the case may be. Learn from this. Like, you have to make money work for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're supposed to do. But then again, hell, we just had a conversation about Danae Jackson yesterday, and she has a damn degree, and she literally allowed her man to control that money full-fledged to the point where her cell phone was cut off, even though they was living in a 9,000 square foot house. So stupidity can be all.
Where's she find him at? This is what I don't understand about women like that.
Yeah.
And I teach all the kids that I come across, all these females, you don't buy them nothing. You don't give them access to your money. You can lay up with them and all that, but never give them access to your money. Period. You just don't do it.
My mother taught me that at a very young age. You keep your job, you keep your money no matter what.
Hey, hold on. Hold on, because Yuli, it kind of tuned out. Nisi G, go ahead, Nisi G. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, what I was saying is, as a young girl, we got to teach these young girls. You get your little income tax. This dude already know what you do. You work, you take care of your kids, you take care of your house or whatever. So he gonna try to slide in, get your little dough. You're renting cars, giving them pocket money. You can't. We got to teach these girls something different. I don't know.
Wait until Excel taught us that. Didn't give us all of that? But you know what? Rewind. We're now dealing with girls who weren't even born when Waiting to Exhale came out. So they probably haven't even watched that movie. And even if they did, it doesn't resonate with them like it did with us. Because I know for me, watching that movie, I was like, you don't ever allow a man to control all the finances, because if he decides to up and leave you, you're screwed.
Yeah. And I mean, I know women who have this has happened. I'm 55 years old. So I've been around for a long time. And I've seen it actually happen to, the people. Oh, you get out, he's all lovey-dovey, sweet. You marry him up, or you give your money up. And now y'all all of a sudden he got his little $8 job over there. Y'all putting all y'all's money together. You can't have my dough like that. I'm keeping mine. You
Tell me.
don't do that kind of stuff. Since he talking about they put their money together because they love each. I don't care how much I love you. I am not putting my money in your name.
Right.
Quick
You have
question.
access to it.
I
You don't do
have a
that.
quick question. Quick
Mhm.
question. Something about money putting together. What money did Derek ever put in? The only money I saw that he ever had was the 9Gs that he put in a bank. He never even let her touch it.
Like,
Well,
His,
if he has a gambling problem, them 9Gs is gone.
I been
oh no,
gone.
that 9Gs was gone the same night they went out for that dinner. Because,
Right.
like he said, we need to go to the ATM. Of
Mhm.
course, when that money was put into that bank, that ATM card was overused.
Let me tell you something. That's what I'm saying is the delusion of him. Because didn't he say even in one interview that he was the breadwinner? Didn't he say something like,
Child, where?
huh?
Yeah.
Child, where? We're still waiting for him to get his what was it? Training? What was he doing? Training?
But no,
Um,
did I not hear that he said that he brought in the money or did he not say that in a live or something like that?
he's like pretty much Monique was the money holder. Is what he
Oh,
was
Yeah,
really.
that he did
she was the
say.
money holder.
If you
He
don't
did
really,
say that.
if you don't really know the lingo, because Jill know, she the money holder. Whatever money that
He
he
said
had,
that.
yeah, she was just holding whatever money he had. But it probably wasn't his money. She was holding on to that PPP money till he got out. I'm sorry,
Child,
allegedly.
allegedly. Allegedly. But yeah, but
I'm
like,
just saying though, like he did say it. He's like she was holding the bag.
Yeah.
He said it just like that. She bullied her way through the other girls and she was holding the bag.
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, but see, the thing is, it just also shows you it sounds like neither one of them are good with money because apparently you was spending $2,600 for this random, probably extended stay hotel. When, from my understanding, you can be in a nice place in Cleveland for less than that and literally be good. And like
Yep.
literally with not only just Airbnbs, but a lot of places now, especially since the big P happened in
Mhm.
2020, you can do short-term leases, 3 months, 6 months, or whatever the case may be, and it still would have been cheaper for you to do it that way. So that's what I'm saying. They're just not good with money. They have a mentality where they can spend it and it's just going to come back regardless.
Yeah.
Maybe for him when he was out in the streets, it worked that way. But it don't work that way now. It just
Not
That was
doesn't. Like
nope.
you got to be smarter with your money.
That is true.
You
Then again, she did chose a gigolo to start her a relationship with. Because this man is a whole damn gigolo. He just giving it out. He not even watching. He is charging. He
but
is
I'm gonna tell you,
charging.
yeah, you know what? I'm tell you something. I have a brother that's been in prison for almost 30 some years.
mm-hmm.
And he knows how to play the game with these women. And he knows not to be calling me talking about can you email her? No, I don't do none of that. I'm not getting involved. But I already know, grew up with the game pretty much. Even though that's not where I came from, we had to learn it
Right.
in order for that not to happen to you. And yeah, they do. He got a ton of women, a ton of them. He don't ask me for something like you send me $100.
Right.
Yeah, that's the
Man,
game.
I'm dropping off in the mailbox or something. You send me the money because that's how they work when they've been in there for a long time like that. And
Yep,
they
that's the
do, and
game.
they got a whole bunch of them. When they're about to get out, they get that main one that they know that got their minds and gotten their hearts and got them all in love, and we gonna do this, and that, and they do whatever they want.
Girl, that's how my father got citizenship. That's how my father in the 90s was able to be bailed out of a lot of jail situations. That's how
Mm-hmm.
my father ended up making mad dough, getting his ass back deported to DR and still living. I'll be dumb honest with you. This is something that we have to be automatically be teaching our daughters as they grow up. You cannot let a man blind you. You cannot put nobody else above yourself, monetarily wise, financial wise, emotional wise, physically wise, because no one is above you but God.
And you can't be a fixer. Like you got to stop thinking you can fix people. That
We
that
mothers,
that
we
is
nurturers, we ain't supposed to be nursing everybody's kids. You nurse what you brought out into this world, not the ones that are up there grown as hell, looking like they're gonna about to lick some titty. No, honey, we are not doing this. That is, yo, every single time I read about Monique, the shit that irks me is because you're a grown woman, bitch, you're my age. And you're coming across like you're 15. And you're even giving it a bad name to the point that where is your brain? Where is your wisdom? I'm not even asking about self love, wisdom. Bitch,
Child,
you've been around the world. You know you learned this shit.
yeah, you read that. Child, Big Skip, I mean, over here laughing. selling,
I'm sorry,
Me
guys. I'm
too.
like going at it. I'm so sorry.
selling his ding dong, both Mrs.
I
Scrooge.
think I think Monique has lost her mind. I really do.
Yeah, or did lost it or never really had it. That's
We
why
had it.
it's the trauma bonded for me. I think both of them are delusional. Both of them lack accountability. They were like people keep saying. I think they probably were each other's karma. Like the
Hmm.
way that both of them, they both lack accountability. They both will answer a question with a question. They both literally will dodge certain questions. They both do the exact same thing. The exact same thing. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, like could be on why she's doing exactly. Both of them could be. Well, let me stop lying. Okay, put it like this. Even though I don't feel Monique's personality is the best, like watching her lives and stuff is boring, but she still has somewhat of a following that people will still follow her on YT to actually, support her. She could literally be monetized right now if she wanted to. And Derek. That's what I'm saying.
But
They're not smart. They are not smart.
why
Like,
does she keep
I don't
talking
know what
about?
he's thinking.
Why does she keep talking about him when they moved on? As far as I know, he's moved on, and so she needs to move on too. But she ain't gonna move on because she's too tied up with it.
Well, they're forever attached. Here's the thing: until somebody else comes out with a new show, or this dies down after a certain amount of months, or even a year or so, they're still going to be forever attached to each other. Like I don't think a Monique, unless Monique loses so much weight that we can hardly recognize her, and she just starts her life just all over again, in a sense of like just dropping who we knew her to be in the past. But I think they're forever going to be attached to each other. I don't think
And
they're
I don't.
ever going to be able to have an interview or anything without someone mentioning Monique to Derek and Derek to Monique. Like I think that's just what it is. But that's what you signed up for.
Yeah, and that's all we
Yeah.
got. That's really all we got. She need to
We got
move
the
on.
whole animal kingdom. We got the tapeworm and the leech, child. This is a whole nother game.
The
Yeah,
leech.
birds of a feather flock together,
Flock
but
together.
one of my
Birds of a
favorite
feather flock
is
together.
birds of a feather flop together too, because they
Flop together.
flopping
Yes,
right
they
now.
flop.
That's why
Yep.
I ride solo.
Girl.
Right? These
All
things.
It's
right.
me,
I mean, I
myself,
got my
and God.
girls.
Because at this point, I don't even trust the word of a man next door, child.
I'm telling you, like that's why I say that's why we have that saying, I can do bad all by myself. Unless
Mhm.
you are able to bring in at least 75% of what I'm bringing in, if not more, what is the point? What is the point?
Nah,
I don't, and
That part.
I'm talking
That part.
about
nah.
not even just financially. I'm talking about so many other things. Like that's why I said I'm at a point now where I'm so comfortable and so set in my ways. You have to really impress me to
You
really
have to do
say
more. You have to
Yeah.
be equal
or
to me.
like you're an option. You know what I mean? Like
Hello.
At this listen, at this point in my life, I've gotten to the point that I don't accept anything but equal to me. Because if I can do it and I'm carrying another person along for the ride, then you can do better than me. And you a man.
well,
Nah,
and the
honey.
thing is
That's
this.
how I put it because you get more a man. You got to think about it like this: one, a man gets more leisure than a woman because a woman, when she has a child, she has to sacrifice and carry on towards that child. In other words, provide for that child, put herself on a pause to take care of somebody else. That's a woman's mentality. A man has the option of being able to go out, provide, mature himself, develop himself without having a pause. Derek is a dumbass because the minute you came out of that jail, you had options. Not only the TV show, putting that shit aside, go get a job, put yourself out there, make yourself a little nest so you can settle in, and then go out there and grind and do whatever the hell you want to do. You want to fuck around and do you. You want to go ahead and do that, then do you. But at the end of the day, you establish yourself first. That's what I'm saying. He is a bum. How do you want a bum to rise up to something that you can do better than?
Yeah. And Auntie just made a valid point. Like, that's what I'm
Yep.
saying. I have a career. I'm educated. I literally have not, and here's my thing. I still don't feel like I have reached my maximum potential. I'm just being honest with you.
No,
I'm
no.
always still
Neither.
I'm always still making moves because I want to get to the point where I'm comfortable where, hell, truth be told, I don't want to have to be in this career for the rest of my life. Because what I've learned, especially within the last 20 years, is that these companies aren't as loyal as they used to be. You know, growing up, you know, you had parents that could be at a company for 40, 50 years, get their pension, get their social security, and be good. And we are living in today's age where that is not the case. So I definitely need for you to at least be able to have the same check marks that I have. Now, am I willing to make certain exceptions? Little. And I'm talking about very, very little. But I'm not going to sit up there and support you. I'll be damned. Because in this economy, sometimes are not. We have to make a way and sometimes try to stay above water. Sometimes we at water level. Inflation and everything is kicking everyone's asses.
Inflation is so
Exactly.
high right now.
That you're drawing air by the straw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inflation is so high right now. You have to make the ends meet somehow. So you got to do something.
Exactly. And then you have to have multiple streams of income. Like
exactly.
It's not the same out here. Like you have to be able, or at least try and to do.
I'm a piggyback off what Auntie said or what you said. I think it was Maya Angelou or somebody said that never make someone your priority when to them you're only an option. Don't allow yourself to be an option.
Yep.
You know, don't allow that. Believe me, I got options, and you don't pick up on every one. You know, you suss them out, and you know, ask some pertinent questions. Know how to sneak around and get all the information you need by having a conversation. These days, they don't want to do that. They just want to come meet you up somewhere, and the next thing you know, they want to bang you out. But then you know, come on, you got to know the game, and you know, if you don't want to play it, don't play it, but don't get played.
Yeah, and Auntie, and that's another thing too. And Nisi G, I absolutely agree. And what Auntie is saying here, you know why? And honestly, and Auntie, real talk, do you think a lot of that is also in our community? Because you know why? We've been taught to accept less. He's a good man, Savannah. We have been taught to constantly have that he's a good man, Savannah type of
But he beating your ass over there in the corner.
Everything will get better with time. I hate that.
He's a man, and he's a man that's present in the home. Never mind that he's not contributing. Never mind that he can barely buy $200 worth of groceries. Never mind any of that, but he's a good man because he's just a man and he's there. No. Get out of that mindset. And yeah, I think a lot of that has to do within our community. We are so quick just having a man is enough. Hell, if
it's not, honey.
No, it's still in the Hispanic community too, because from the moment you're like literally 2 or 3, they're telling you, but you must get married. You're gonna have a good husband. Child, these men ain't worth shit. I'm sorry to say it, but I've been on the block way too long for this shit to be going on. Like I literally
so crazy though, Yuli. Why is it that we have women older than us that's been on the block, but they still making these dumbass moves?
Right. Like, oh my God.
Say that, because I told y'all how old I am. I literally gonna roll over here. I'm the same way.
Hold on. One at a time.
Oh, go ahead.
Say.
Who, me?
Okay, go ahead, Nisi, and then you leave.
Yeah, because I don't play them kind of games with no man at all. I'm at my age, I don't have time for it.
Yeah.
At all. You can't take care of yourself, and if you got kids and you ain't really been taking care of them, While to spend time with them, honey, that ain't enough. And I'm not accepting that. We can't accept these men that have children, don't take care of their own, but to come up and house up with you, you know what they say, shack up with you and your kids and do all the things he's supposed to be doing, but he still don't take care of his own. He ain't no good either, because he take care of yours. Because he still ain't no good because he ain't taking care of his own. Stop putting up with that bullshit. Know your worth.
But I'm not even pulling up with the bullshit because, like, for example, I've been dating, and here's my thing about even the
girl. we have a whole conversation about that.
Yeah, like here's what I've been noticing too. I've been noticing that a man is intimidated by what I've accomplished thus far. So here it is that, you know, I'm able to get my house, I'm able to get these things, and instead of you saying, okay, a sister got her stuff together, let me come in and be able to even quadruple or whatever, you know what I'm saying, she got, and we can even get a bigger home, or we can do this type of stuff. They almost coming in as if, well, I mean,
she got more than me, so therefore she can take care of me, right, and I ain't gotta do nothing wrong.
Or they want to, they're intimidated by it, as if, to me, that should be able to motivate you even more. That's the problem. They don't understand courting anymore. They don't understand you literally trying to, a good woman is not just gonna fall in your lap. You got to earn that woman. You have to earn that woman. You have to do things to be able to let her know that you're serious about her. It's like they truly have this mentality where you should be lucky that they want to talk to you. Hell no, you should be lucky that I'm in your presence.
That part.
You should or please be on me like 24/7. Please text me. Let me know how your day's going. No, honey, I got a job. I got shit to do. I gotta work. I got a kid to take care of. Like, my life does not belong on the phone texting you, how are you doing? No, that is called being self-reliant. You go out and you make it happen.
Yep. And Auntie, you're right. Because here's the thing. The problem is, but in the dating process, because let's be clear, I don't mind a date or a brunch. As a matter of fact, I got a date tomorrow. I don't mind when I can get me a free meal out of the situation.
I know that's right.
Because I like
it's a nice conversation.
Yeah, a nice conversation. But the thing is, as you continue to talk to them, you do realize, like, okay, is this someone? Because I no longer go for potential. You need to have it at this point. But definitely in the dating that I have experienced, I have dealt with men who are like that, and I just move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even with it, because I'm too old for the potential. That was in my 20s. Oh, well, he has potential. At this point, if you ain't got it, you gotta go.
If you ain't got it, you got to go. I ain't got time to raise no more kids. I got grandkids.
But here's the thing, Auntie, and I if you come up here, by all means, please do. Do you feel like Black women and Spanish women, or just in our communities, we have enough men who look like us, who have more or equal? Because at this, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't think we have that many, which is why at this point, I hate to say it, but I'm saying it. I have considered dating out, meaning dating men of other races, because at this point, I don't know how many men we have within our community that have more or equal.
I get you on that. I understand that perfectly. I don't have I have a certain preference, but as far as like skin color, I really don't care, because my grandmother is Irish and Native American, and my grandfather was Blackfoot and black from Arkansas. So I mean, my skin color don't make me look like that. You know what I'm saying? People wouldn't get it. But my sister and my brother got red hair and freckles. You know what I mean? So that part doesn't matter to me. It's how you treat me. And if you can stimulate my mind a little bit, tell me what you know. You have to ask the questions, ask the right questions.
Hell, stimulate my bank account too. Hell, not just the mind. My bank account.
Stimulate my imagination. Help me explore the world.
Ask about that on the fourth date, but you got to be sneaky about how you do it. That's all. You can't let them know you asking for real. You know what I mean? So if we don't pick up on it, just let that go because it ain't nothing happening.
Yeah, Auntie, I was saying that do you think in our community, so okay, it's black woman to black woman, do you think that because you said we need to date equal or someone who has more than us?
Mhm.
Do we have enough black men in our community that are equal or have more than us that aren't on some fuck shit? Like, I think, do we have a limited amount of men within our community who have equal or more than us? Because here's the facts. We are more educated and we get paid more than a lot of the men in our community. So is it that we are truly at a shortage of men within our community, which is why a lot of yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you see, she said,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
yeah. Because it is, but you know what? I've come to realize something. Like the guys I tend to date are, like I said, y'all know my age, they are like 40s, but like I just one young man, that one, he works all the time. He
Right.
don't have nothing, he works all the time. And I mean literally all the time. And he's very intelligent. He's like on as far as like his intelligence level, he's on my level. He knows some things I didn't think, what? You must be reading some books and listening to somebody or
Yeah.
something, because he's very intelligent. And and he's younger. I can rock with that. But most of the ones that we need are at work.
Right.
That's why we can't find them.
Or that, or again, let's talk about the colorism issue before. We got men who, when they reach a certain caliber as far as money is concerned, or whatever the case may be, they want a certain type of look on their arms too. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a lot. Like look, for black women, it's hard out here. I'm not gonna even deny it. It is hard out here, but because of my self-value and me learning self-love and all of the things and affirmations that I had to do to get myself in, you know what I'm saying, that place, I would rather not deal with it at all than to just say I have a man. I'm not about to do
Yeah,
it.
I'm not dealing with that. No, I'm not doing that
Life
at
is
all.
too hard to be doing that at this point. Like,
But
I'm
Auntie,
for it.
Auntie,
That proclamation, I have a man, it costs too much nowadays. Costs way too much. It's an expensive price. And it's not a price that's only physical, it's like emotional. It takes too long to heal. Nah, ma. We can do bad all by ourselves and we can thrive beyond limits all by ourselves.
yeah, but like what Auntie just said, because where she lives, I have family out there, and they do have very quality men out there.
Auntie, come up here, please.
But they meet they meet these women who that's all they're looking at is their success. I mean, that's part of us looking at that. I'm not gonna lie about that. But then two, you got to get to know that person, that man or woman, whatever, in order to you got to get to know them without all that. Who me? I contradicted myself.
No, I'm trying to figure out if she's saying me or you, but I would like to, because it's easier if she can just talk to us. Auntie, if you're busy, I get it, and you can only text. But I definitely want a perspective from all women of all ages up here, because I think to a certain extent, yes, I can see what you're saying about it being a myth, but at the same time, like, especially in our age, what do we necessarily, you know what I'm saying? We're like, I'm not in my 20s anymore. So it's like, typically around this age, you are possibly dealing with a guy who also has a certain preference and certain things that he only wants to deal with, and so do I. So I mean, at the end of the day, if my preference is a black man, I mean, I was raised by a black man, so my preference is a black man.
Black man, right?
I've been holding out for so long because I was raised by good black men, who were providers and protectors.
Right.
At the same time, hell, I can only wait for so long. And so that's why I'm at this point where I'm like,
start exploring.
I'm not about to discriminate when it comes to, I'm saying, men that are outside of my race, because look, if they willing to be a provider and a protector. Okay, hold on.
Okay, there you
girl,
go.
just don't go for the Dominican. That's all I can say.
Mine a good
Look,
meal, and then say quality man that you don't have time, a good meal is dating potential.
Dating
Wait.
potential.
So a good wait, hold on. See, this is what I'm saying. I need for you to
It's
come,
dating.
huh?
It's dating. See, people nowadays, their perception of dating is, I don't know, hooking up at the park or whatever and going back to the crib. I don't know. But if a man wants to take you out, you get a good meal, you have a good conversation, that is a date. And if you like it, you like it, you might go on to number two. You're not going to be able to suss out these type of dudes if they're not going to, yeah, they're dating defensively.
So
You
you're
know,
saying a date with a man and you're trying to get to know him at that date, even though he's paying for the meal, you're saying that's dating potential. Like before I even go out on
well,
I should that's what
you own the date, honey. You already own the date.
so that's what you can afford your own. Yeah, I know I can afford my own meal, but how do I
Yeah, okay, this is the thing. Okay, guy asks you out. I would like to take you to dinner, and you say yes. Even though you know you can afford your own meal, you know he may pay for it. You may not let him. Y'all might go, if you ain't feeling him, you pay, you go Dutch. And that's it. Let it ride. But you know, you have to give him a chance. You can't just be like, I mean, hey, everybody like a good meal,
what
but I
I
can
like a
cook.
free meal. I just shoot, I like a free meal. I'm not good. And I'm
Yeah, so
going
but
to McDonald's, I'm getting steak and lobster. So my
exactly. And so that would be what you would expect him to do for you. But if that's not the case, but he takes you somewhere nice and you know, and y'all have a good time and all that stuff, that is a date. You went on one, so maybe there's just potential for another one.
and if it's not, it's not.
And then you roll out and you don't fuck with him no more.
Yeah, but
that's
I'm confused on what do you
that's
mean
it.
what I said. That's what I'm saying, Auntie. Please, if you could come up here, because I'm trying to get some
No,
clarity.
I'm saying my own thing.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get clarity because I mean I'm not saying I have to go out on a date to get a good meal, but if he's trying to get to know me and I'm trying to get to know him, why not have some conversation over a good meal? If it don't work out, it don't work out. If I find out that he's just pretty much potential and he's not of the caliber of what I'm looking for, appreciate the meal, whatever the case may be, moving on. But again, maybe I'm missing something. That's a good way to look at it. I would love to hear your okay, here she come. Here come Auntie.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, Auntie, because
Yeah,
you know I'll be wrong
I'm gonna
sometimes.
mute the rest of you guys while Auntie comes
No,
up.
you
Yeah, I'm
don't
gonna
have
mute.
to. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
No, you don't have to mute them. I would love to hear their perspective.
Okay.
Let me just say, I am busy, but I'm gonna stop and let you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
You came from a position when you first start talking about you. I think sometimes as women we talk and we don't realize what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible says that we get the fruit of our lips, right? So whatever you say, that's the fruit you're gonna bear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you made a comment, you said, I don't mind having a good meal, going out and wooty wooty whoop, and the guy's not a quality guy. And when I say dating defensively, what I mean is where you're dating like that with that mindset, right? You're going out with these different men. People think that, you can just go and just pick anything. Like you're in a grocery store, you're just picking up fruit and hoping that it's right. Instead of taking the time to make sure that the fruit is right and it's good when you get it home. It's the same
Mhm.
thing with dating. You need to date up. And dating defensively is that you're dating all these tacklers, all these people who are on the defense, and you've got to be on the defense instead of dating offensively and getting to the goal. You got all these tacklers in the way. And I tell my nieces and them the same thing, my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot date in a defensive state where you're just dating all of these people who are not allowing you to get to your goal. I
Mhm.
want to be able to get that ball and I want to be able to cross that finish line. I don't want to
Understand?
date someone who is there to oppose or to tackle me because every time you go out on a date with these guys that's just a meal, that's all you left with is just a meal.
Okay, so
Nothing.
I misspoke then, because here, okay, that's the thing. I misspoke. I don't go into the situation thinking this is just going to be a meal situation. When they ask me out on a date,
Okay, so that's what you said though.
I know but that's why I said I misspoke. No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I misspoke. And like you said, sometimes we're talking and we don't even realize what we're saying. But I don't go into any date situation saying, well, if anything, it's a free meal. I literally I'm trying to get to know them to see at what caliber they are. I'm not literally going into that situation just automatically, I'm trying to pick the right fruit. And that's why it's like during that conversation, I can find out if this is the right fruit or if it's not the right fruit. To me, that's what I'm doing. I'm not necessarily going in thinking that this is already beneath me to a certain extent. If I'm making sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like
I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah. So I misspoke. So
Okay, because
I
that's
was
why I
like,
was going ham in the comments
no,
section.
and it's okay. And that's what I'm saying. You can go ahead. That's why I was like, I need for you to come up here because I was like, maybe I did say something that wasn't. But no, when I do have the dates that I do have, it's really like, okay, I want to get to know, him. I want to know what his current status is in life and what he's doing, what his 5-year plan is, his 10-year plan, those things. And if I feel like we're not evenly yoked,
But you can find that out without giving him your presence. You can find that out without having a meal. Matter of fact, you should find that out before you even have a meal. And that's what I mean by dating offensively and not defensively. I don't want to date somebody that's a tackler.
true.
I
And
don't want
have
to date somebody and be in the presence of someone who is not going to help me get across the field.
true.
Go. I don't.
Right. But
So
that's why
why do we think that?
uh-huh.
So I think that what you're saying is instead of saying I'm dating someone, you're saying I want companionship for the night. Because that's not a date. Dating is collecting the data. You collect the data before you even grace him with your presence.
True,
Because
but
you
that
ain't
doesn't
got
mean it's
time.
true data. It does. See, that's the thing. I have this to me when I go out on a date. That's typically for me the second stage. First stage is we are exchanging numbers and we're talking to each other. But we all know, Auntie, that sometimes men they can give their representative, not
Child
their
bye.
true
You better
self.
get somebody that work for one of them agencies that can do a background check.
Oh my gosh, you talking about what is it? The matchmakers?
I mean, is there's no way in the world that I'm giving anybody my time. That's just me. I'm too old for it, right?
I know, I
I've
get it.
I've been through all of that. So for me, I already got the hookup. I'm already doing a background check. I've already checked your family. I know what your lineage is. If I don't get all of that information, I am not going to grace you with my presence. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to collect that data on you. Once I collect that data and I see that you are a quality man, then and only then will I even entertain having a get together with you. And even when I do that on a timer. I'm gonna give you 30 minutes. We're gonna go to a bar. We're gonna have maybe a little drink. I'll have a little drinky, and I will feel your aura. Because at that time now I want to connect to your aura. Let me
Laura,
see
yeah.
what that's about. And I'm only giving you 30 minutes and I'm out. So I think that, especially as older women, we don't have the luxury of dating someone for 2 years only to find out he ain't boop.
No, I don't do that. No. I don't do that.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to. I don't need you to buy me no. I don't need. I don't need that, and I don't want that. I know, like I've said on my channel multiple times, I know whether or not I like a guy in less than 24 hours. I don't. I'm too seasoned to play the game. I don't have the luxury of it anymore.
I got you. I got you. And I'm listening. I'm definitely
Unless you just like going out on date. I mean,
I
you like to
do.
go out to dinner.
I do.
Okay. So you do you.
But here's
You do you.
Here's the thing, though. I will say this. Most of the time, of course, naturally, the first thing we're doing is exchanging numbers, right? Then the phone call starts. It's not like we're going out on a date as soon as we like meet each other. We have the phone conversation. If the phone conversation is great, if it's good, and I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying, some good energy, then it goes to the next step as far as the dinner or drink or a movie or whatever the case may be. But I like to do that. Now again, being back out here in California, in my opinion, is too far and in between versus when I was on the East Coast. But at the same time, I do like to engage because I'm big on energy and feeling people's auras as well. So for me, if it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, that was a decent conversation. He seems like he's stable. He seems like he has, you know, I'm saying, some things going on. Let's meet up.
What it seem like though?
Huh?
What it seem like?
You said what it seems like?
You said if he seems like, if you did your investigation on him, then you know.
Well, yeah, but I guess it's.
Girl, you better start checking background.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm willing to go. There have been plenty of men where I've had a phone conversation with them, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't even want to go out for drinks or a date.
Okay.
You're already not, we're not meshing well. You know what I mean? So if it gets to that point where I feel comfortable and I'm like, okay, I'm this vibe. And a lot of the times, a lot of these men that I'm willing to go to the next level as far as the date is concerned or drink, they're referrals from people that I know. These aren't randoms, you know what I mean? So like for me, but yeah, I do like to engage. I do like to go out sometimes. I like to eat. So, you know, for me, but again, it's not one of those things where I'm trying to continue to date this person and check out the potential. Usually by that first time or the actual phone conversation and the dinner, sometimes you get to see like, okay, did he slip up and did he miss up on something, or is something going on, or what happened with that? You said this. You sometimes can see through all of that within that first one or two times. And typically I'm like, okay, it is what it is. So, but I do like to go out on dates. I do like but again, you
like companionship.
Companionship. I mean, it's funny that you say that because honestly, I guess
because that's what it is. That's a companion. If you look up the definition of companion, can somebody look up the definition of companion?
I can look it up.
Because that's what you like. You like.
I thought that was the definition of escort.
You are wrong for that.
The shade.
No, you wrong, Yuli.
Sorry, but really think about it. What do women do? Like when they want companionship?
If you don't have, like Auntie was saying, you have to have that conversation with them because you know you're on the phone, you're talking, you're engaging and asking each other questions and being honest. But like I said, you pray for discernment before you go on that date because when you approach him. When you approach him, you can look at him and tell, oh, either he might be a cool guy, or oh no, I'm gonna have one drink, I'm going to the bathroom and I'm not drinking it, and I'm out the back door. You know, if but you have to pray for that because guys are slick just like women are slick. And they'll say anything.
Yuli, companionship is the feeling of fellowship or friendship. I don't know where you could escort from that, child.
I'm just saying. It's just that way. I'm just saying.
Escort means that you paying for company.
Would you agree based on that definition? And I'm sure it's some more breakdowns of that definition. But would you agree that that's what you like?
I guess if that was something that I constantly craved, but for me, like I said, like I'm going on a date tomorrow. I went on a date, a couple months ago. I haven't spoke to that guy since then. So I guess I'm not a.
He would have never got my.
Okay, so it's the same dude that you kind of ghosted?
No.
He would have never got my attention.
No, it's not the same dude. I ghosted him, which means
I'm saying, don't do that.
Yeah, no, it's not the same dude. No, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I get what Auntie is saying. She's like, I wouldn't even waste my time to have a dinner or a drink or whatever until I do X, Y, and Z in a background check.
Hey,
So I guess,
Scorpio,
huh?
find a nigga.
But didn't
Excuse
you
me, y'all shouldn't have
say
said that. I'm
though?
sorry.
Maybe I
Hold on.
misunderstood. But didn't you?
But
Wait,
let
wait.
me say this.
Hold
Didn't
on.
you ask the
Okay.
you get the first and the last name. You know when your birthday. And then where you grow up at, how long have you lived here? And then you go on whatever state he said he lived in or whatever. You look him up, make sure he ain't been to prison for some stuff. And then you go on the other thing and see who his family members are. Come on.
Yeah.
You
Hell
got to
yeah, you
look.
pay the $4.99 for be verified, girl. That's what I do.
Hello. I'll check some out.
So
I
you
don't
mean
I'll,
play
to
that
tell
shit.
me, hold on. So you guys mean to tell me when a guy first approach you and they say they want to know you, you say, what's your first name, your last name, your date of
well, I
birth?
mean, no, no,
No.
no.
You're
They
having a
introduce
What do
it.
you
conversation.
mean approach?
No,
Hold on,
exactly. Like
we're
this.
talking at the same
Yeah,
time. I can hear what either one of you guys are saying.
I'm sorry, my bad. But no,
No,
you don't. No, you don't just like when y'all. You get his first and last name when y'all are introducing each other,
right.
and then you have exchange the numbers, and when you on that phone, you just ask questions, but you got to be suave about it. Well, when's your birthday?
But
And I'll be
Ask
writing all
questions.
that. I'll be writing everything down that he said.
I have
Do you have
done
brothers?
but I
You got
have done that.
siblings. You
But
have
that
to ask the
doesn't,
question.
but Nisi, I have done that. That does not mean though that just because you get that and just because you may do research and you find either something or nothing doesn't mean that you guys are still evenly yoked. Doesn't mean
That's
that the
true.
chemistry is gonna be there. So I'm not
But
going
it
in.
but it does mean that you're
But
doing
you
your
don't
homework to
find that
protect
out at a
yourself.
When,
table
when,
either. I don't understand. I'm like
I'm,
lost.
I'm
I'm
too.
Yeah,
really
okay.
lost with what you
You guys
saying.
are talking at the same time. I can't hear either one of you guys. So I gotta hear one at a
Okay,
time.
well let me mute.
No, 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 go ahead.
No, you say I'm mute.
Okay, so
I'm confused because to me you're making an assumption that because you sit across from him at a table that you're getting that information. You're not getting that information from him even at that table.
so you're not getting the information then also on Google. So where are you getting the
Oh
information?
yes, but that's what I said. You gotta get. Didn't you say that you lived in DC?
Yes.
But you don't have no DC mind.
Okay, girl,
What
just
the heck?
can I
I'm
talk, guys?
sorry.
Give me 1 second. One
Are
second.
you a
I'm so sorry.
Washingtonian or you lived in DC?
I lived in DC. I'm not a Washingtonian. I was
Okay,
born and
okay,
raised in South,
Okay.
okay.
but at the
Got
same
it.
This is what Auntie's trying to mean, and I'm gonna put it in the terms of how I normally date. This is how it is. I don't date initially. My first thing is, okay, hi, your name is so and so. Let's talk on the phone. I don't meet you until I know your background. In other
Mhm.
words, I need to know your name, your full name at that. I just don't want Jay from the street. No, my man. I need you to know your name, your government, who your mother is. I need to know everything about you, when you went to high school, everything. Because I am taking notes. Sometimes it's preferable to have it on text because you can go back and forth between your information.
yeah, but what
At
makes
the end of
you
the
guys
day, no,
think that
you're not
I'm
knowing
doing that?
emotionally. What you're doing is you're covering yourself. Have you seen Snap? We need as women to
Yeah, because
start
I was like,
covering
she needs to
who
be looking
we
at some
date.
crime channels.
Wait, but hold on. What makes you guys think that I'm not doing some of that stuff? That's what
No
I'm
one said you
confused with.
wasn't.
Exactly.
No one said you wasn't. We just going based off what you said.
Okay.
I'm
We're
a,
not saying that you don't do that, but there's an assumption from you that you're getting that information when you're sitting across the table from him eating a lobster and some steak. You're still not getting the information that you say that you believe you're getting.
But if here's the thing, you can talk on the phone all day long and get all of that information and
I
do
don't
your
talk on the
research. But at the same time, meeting in person, you just said you have to fill out people's aura.
and
So
that's
I'm
after I've done a thorough background check.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Exactly.
I'm
That's after
asking
I've
what's
done
your
a
mama
thorough.
name.
I'm not going to give you that time, and I'm not going to eat a meal with you. I don't know if you heard me when I said that, but I'm not even eating a meal with you. I'm not going to break bread with you. I'm going to meet you. We're going to slide into a bar stool, and we're going to have a real quick chit chat, and then I'm going to leave because all I want to do is get your, or I want to find out your aura. Do we connect in the aura? I'm not going to sit at a table and find out whether we're equally yoked. I'm going to know whether or not we're equally yoked or unequally yoked before I even meet you for 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. I
You know what I'm saying? Because equally
I,
yoked is
to a certain extent, but I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one just a little bit, because for me, I don't care how much we get background information and talk. If I am in your presence and I still don't have that chemistry, no matter how much lineage or whatever the case may be, and I don't feel that vibe with you, what's the point about the lineage and everything else if I'm not feeling that chemistry or any of that?
right, but you know whether or not you feel in the chemistry based on the data that you have. So if you already did your data and you talked to them on the phone, you already know if you got a certain level of chemistry.
Did
Because
Right.
if
you
there's no
get on the
chemistry in the
date?
communication, then there's no need for me to go because I don't even need to see what your aura is about. We don't have the chemistry.
We don't have
No, no, but
that.
here's
yeah.
the thing.
And you
You
automatically will
you
get that
have to
aura on the
hold
first
on.
meet.
You have to still, in my opinion, even I can talk to you and feel like we have chemistry, but then when we meet, if I feel that chemistry is still not there, some people can literally be amazing on the phone and you feel like you had that vibe,
But
but then,
that's what I was saying. But see, we're saying the same thing though.
okay.
But can I
We're
ask a
saying the
question?
same thing. It's you're feeling
Can,
the aura. Now I want to
can I
see what
ask a
vibe
question?
you're giving off. That's not chemistry. That's finding out what that person's aura is. The chemistry is what the whole mix is, right? What you're
Mhm.
bringing to the table, what I'm bringing to the table, what you putting in the test tube, what I'm putting in the test tube.
We're
Yeah.
That's
gonna shake it
already
up and see what
established
pop.
before you even meet the person. It's the aura. It's what are you giving off? What am I picking up? Because women, we have a sixth sense.
And normally you will find that out when you meet the person if you're meeting them face to face and you
When
Right,
just
you
right,
pass
meet
them
right.
the
on the street.
person, exactly.
Exactly. So
But
if you're
that's not
passing them on the
chemistry.
street, that initial thing is not chemistry. You're just picking up on that aura. So
Exactly.
you'll know that then. But what we're trying to gather is after that initial meet of that aura that you're gathering, at that point, you have to make those, that homework for your self protection.
Right.
Exactly.
See, the problem is again, I am not going randomly on dates with guys and I'm not doing any background check. That's not something that I do. However, I still like to meet if I feel like based on what the conversation is on the phone and what the chemistry is on the phone, I don't see anything wrong with going out with that guy. I don't. I
Right. That's
don't
what. But I'm not saying anything is wrong with what you're doing,
No, it's
and I
nothing
think
wrong with
that's
it.
what you're hearing.
well, no, because it seemed like it almost came off to where it almost felt like I'm just randomly meeting guys and not doing the background.
That's not what I said at
No,
But
all.
no,
I'm
No,
just,
no,
but
no,
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 I'm
no,
saying
no.
in general, it's like you guys
that's not what
kept
I
saying
said
you
at
got to do
all.
the background check. You got, and I'm like, I do that. So but at the same time, I don't see anything wrong with after having a couple of conversations and getting to know that person and doing your background that you can go out and meet with
Well, I'm glad I asked
them. I, you know,
because that's not what
but
I
you,
said
but can I
at
interject?
all.
I apologize. But okay,
That's
what
not
you?
what I said.
I'm
I
okay.
said that you like companionship,
Mm-hmm.
and that is what you want. You want to sit across from that table, from that individual person, and talk with them. That's what you like. I don't like that. I feel like I want to, if I'm going to be dating at this age, and I'm probably much older than you, I don't have time, nor the luxury, nor the patience to sit across from you and eat a dinner. I want to find out all of that stuff up front. The only thing I want to find out when I meet with you at this age for me is what are you giving off? By the time I sit down with you, I know whether or not we're equally yoked. Do you believe in God? Yes, I believe in God. Well, God. Do you believe in God of the rocks or God of the you all of
In the
that?
ocean, the
I've
fishes.
done all that before. So now I know whether or not we're equally yoked. But when I go out and meet with you, that's not going to tell me whether or not I'm equally yoked. It's the data that I collect before. So when I was dating a guy, he said that he was Catholic, Orthodox Catholic. I'm not. We're not equally yoked by no need for us to talk to each other anymore.
Exactly.
There's no need for me to go out on a date with him. And I already know that he's an Orthodox Catholic. We don't believe the same thing. So I know right then and there, we're going to have problems in our relationship. Period. So I wouldn't go out with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm already figured all of that out because I've asked the questions in order to get the data that I need in order to make a decision. Am I going to give him this time? And you know what I'm saying? So, and I want to know. Go
But
ahead.
I guess evenly yoked to me is more than just the values, the religion. Like evenly yoked, because again, I have been with men who were Christian and got all of the check marks as far as evenly yoked, educated, whatever the case may be, and yet we still weren't evenly yoked. Like to a certain.
In what area though? What area are you
Exactly. That
saying?
part.
Where's the yoke? What area are you yoking together that you said that you wouldn't get before you meet with him?
Well, one, temperaments, personalities, different like value. Because I've had a man before that claimed that he saw women as equal, and that you know what I'm saying he valued an educated woman, her thought, her opinions, whatever the case may be. But as time went on, that wasn't the case. But everything on paper and evenly yoked as far as his family, lineage, and everything else checked out. So for me, sometimes there are just certain things that you can pick up on, and it doesn't take a year or two, but it could take literally a couple times that you having conversation and going out with him where you can realize, nah, my intuition is telling me something is just not right, no matter what it looks like on paper.
Then at that point you say, I don't feel you, goodbye.
That's what I do.
You ain't married.
I do.
I do that same thing. I do that same thing, honey.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't hold on and say about potential. Like I said earlier, I don't date potential. But again, I think Auntie, again, we're saying the same thing, but I think for you, you're like, I don't even have time to even do that.
Nope.
Me, I feel like I still can do that depending on how conversations I've had, whatever the case may be, because again, I have been hoodwinked and bamboozled a lot by all of the
and that's why
matching up. And then when you finally meet that person, you like, yeah, but the vibe is still off. While he's telling me everything and while everything is checking off all the check marks, yeah, something's not right. And
you know what? That's your intuition telling you that.
It's called discernment. It's called
discernment. Exactly.
Discernment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's flat what it is. So there's nothing wrong with you dating around. And I mean, sometimes it takes me 10 minutes to know I'm not going to like you.
Well, it takes me 5 sometimes. It just takes me 5 sometimes.
No,
and I don't entertain it.
Nope.
And I don't entertain it because it's like, why am I going to waste your time and my time? Life is too short.
I'm not wasting my time for a free meal. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not wasting my time. I literally can get my steak and lobster and say, you know what? It was great meeting you and have a great night. Look, and at the end of the day, if y'all want to say that's friendship, companionship, I have friends and companions. I just like at the end of the day, if we're gonna get to that point where we're gonna go out, if you want to treat me to dinner, I don't see nothing wrong with that.
But that's what I said before, and you said no, and now you went back to it.
Wait.
See, I picked up on it. It's nothing wrong with you doing that shit. That's how you're gonna find. How you think you're gonna find the right one if you don't date around and figure out? Look, I know I like you. You have to do that. You have to do that. We're all basically saying the same thing. I think that just your delivery is not resonating the way you want it to. There is absolutely nothing about dating around.
Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, come on. How you think you're going to find that vibe that you're looking for if you don't date around?
Mhm.
So nobody, nobody's saying what you're
But
doing.
then she went back. But look, Niecy. Then she went right back to, I could just give me a meal, which was what
What you
I
want?
did.
When you say I like companionship, I'm like, to me, when you say I like companionship, it's like it almost seems like I need that companionship. I don't need it, but
Everybody needs companionship. If it's a dog or another person or a bird, everybody needs some kind of companionship.
I don't need a male's companionship like that, is what I'm trying to imply.
But I think you're seeing it negatively, and I don't know what it is in your database that causes you to see a negative connotation on companionship. It's not negative.
No, it's very positive.
It is
No,
what
actually,
you're
that is very
seeking.
positive.
It is
Because
what you're seeking. You're seeking a companion, but you're just going about it a different way than I would.
Okay. But I guess the thing is that you're saying I like companionship. Then what do you don't like companionship, Auntie? Because I'm confused. If I like companionship, what do you?
My companionship is probably different from yours. The majority of my friends are men.
Mine too.
I am constantly having companionship. I constantly have men who I go out to dinner with, enjoy a nice bottle of wine and a nice meal. Okay. I constantly have companionship.
I love companionship.
You have companionship,
but I'm not dating. I'm not in a place where I'm collecting any data. I've already got the data. So
right.
So dating is for data.
Because I got companions. We can go to the food truck festival, or we can go downtown, or we can go to the outdoor concert, or we can go to our little park and watch people and do stuff like that. That is companionship to me. It's somebody that you love.
I don't know where you're getting this from about the Disney World bullshit, but
we was talking about some Disney World.
Yeah, I don't even understand what that is, because clearly, if I was about Disney World bullshit, I would literally.
What does that mean?
I guess.
Oh no, because I know what she means. She's talking about don't fall for the fairy tale. That's what she's talking about.
But you're not falling for a fairy tale. You're you're checking the scene out and seeing what's right for you. That's the way I see it. And ain't nobody.
Baby girl Dixon, I think what y'all don't understand is, baby girl Dixon made a comment. She said, I think that Chris is saying she isn't dating every day to get married. Sometimes it's just having fun. That's what companionship.
Exactly. That's called companionship.
That's companionship.
But here's the thing, though.
Baby girl ain't no thing.
Maybe it's just me.
If it's companionship, then we all have companionship. So I don't understand.
Everybody does.
Okay.
Everybody does.
To say that I like companionship like everyone doesn't like it. That's why I was like, yeah, everybody likes companionship. Everybody has.
But you read the definition of what it was.
Yes, I did.
Read it again, baby.
It's friendship. It's friendship or fellowship. That's
right. And you're fellowshipping with that guy. And that's why I started off with, you said that you don't mind being there getting a good meal. And then you repeated it again. That's companionship, fellowship, sitting together, having a good meal, chit-chatting. So I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything negative. And I did not say anything that you're not doing. You're going out and you're having fellowship with these guys, but you're not dating them.
Right.
I mean,
because you can have a vibe with somebody, and y'all could go to places and do different things, but it's not a romantic feeling. You don't have that vibe, but you have a good time with this person. this event is about to happen. We went to the last two. Let's go again. That type of thing. It's companionship. We all need it.
We all have it.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't got it. We all need it.
Absolutely.
You're
I'm
right
telling
about
you,
that. Not
Steph, Steph
everybody's
wrapped
got
it
it.
up.
Not everybody's close to the same
Everybody
level.
got it.
But just because
Steph
I
just
like
wrapped it up. She
companionship,
said, but what Auntie is saying is that she doesn't want to waste time with someone she doesn't see a future with. She has
You're right.
enough people for that. It has to be intentional for her. Thank you, Steph. For me, I have a lot of companions that I go out and I kick the bubble with. Like this weekend, I'm going to the Jazz Fest. The Jazz Fest is in
Oh,
DC every
yeah, it
year in
sure
June,
is.
first week in June. And I'm going out with a companion. I'm not going out with my girlfriends. I'm going with a
Right.
companion. And he wines me, he dines me, he pays for my food, he opens my doors, he carries my
Gentleman.
bag, he does all those things
And
A
if
man
that's
in
what,
his own right.
with
okay, hold
no
on, hold on. So that's where the confusion is, because honestly, the way that when you were talking, it was almost like you don't need to have the companionship. You need to focus on the purpose of finding that one. So, in other words, essentially
that,
what you're saying is what I'm pretty much doing. You're going to the Jazz Fest with a companion, but you're
Mhm.
saying that you don't take him seriously to
yeah, I'm not
actually
dating him. I'm
right.
not dating him. I'm not looking for data.
Okay.
we're just going somewhere together.
I'm not
'Cause
dating him.
it's going somewhere together and having a good time. And
Right.
knowing
And that's what I said. And that's why
that is,
that's why I said what I said. You're
yeah. And
looking
that's all
for
it is.
companionship.
And that's all it is. For
And
real.
that's
I mean,
you're not looking for a husband.
but if it happens, it'll happen when it's in time.
Right. Like, but I guess I think maybe we're all saying the same thing in different ways, because honestly, like at this
Or
point, what you say in the Jazz Fest, I'm like, that's what I would do with a guy who's like, hey, you want to go here, whatever the case may be. So
okay, I think the reason behind this is that we're all forgetting there's intention behind both of these issues. So
And I think
companionship, there shouldn't be an intention of any commitment or any coupling or any type of
yes.
Right.
involvement
Right.
besides just the
but
moment
if
that
it
we're
happens,
spending
then what's the
together.
problem though? If it does happen, what's the problem?
Yeah, there's no problem.
Okay.
That's the thing I'm trying to say. There should be, what we're trying to find out is the intention behind the action. That's what's bringing up the topic.
The attention
And
behind.
that's why, and here's the distinction. Let me just give you the distinction because I don't want you to be offended and feel like you got to be on the
No, I'm
defense.
not offended.
No,
Well, here's the thing. I need for you guys all to speak once at a time, because sometimes it's all
Okay, let
coming
me mute
together.
myself.
It's all coming together, and I gotta hear just one at a time. I'm hearing what you guys are saying, but it almost sounds like what you're saying is the same. You're just saying that with a companion, you're not taking them seriously for a potential husband, I guess is what you guys are saying. But at the end of the day, I'm one of those people where foundation, getting to know someone, friendship, companionship could possibly lead to something else. I don't see anything wrong with that, as far as still doing my background, still filling people out. I have males that are companions. I have homegirls, but I don't see what I'm doing wrong. Well, I'm not even saying you guys are saying that, but I'm just saying that it sounds like what you're doing, Auntie, is the same thing I'm doing. You're just saying that he doesn't have the potential to be your husband, and you're thinking that I'm looking at all of these men as possibly a potential husband or something like that. Is that what you're
no,
saying? No, Nisi, hold
no.
on.
I'm sorry.
Auntie.
No, you go ahead, Nisi. You tell her.
Because I'm the same age as Auntie. So
Okay.
I get exactly where she's coming from. We're not saying that you're out there looking for a husband, but during these companionships, you may find the person that you're looking for, but you really ain't. It'll happen when it happens. Ain't nothing wrong with what you're doing. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
we're all saying the same thing. It's just, I think, like I said, you're taking it in a negative manner, but it's not. We're just trying to, just get it clear. What you're doing is not wrong. You're supposed to go out and have fun, because if you sit down, you die. and you can go do whatever you want to do. That's your life.
Well, I hope it's not. You guys aren't thinking I'm taking negative matter. I'm just confused because I felt like that's what I have been doing. Like when you were saying, do the background on the guy, do this, do that. I'm like, I don't randomly go out with these dudes. Like I do the background on them.
Well, but okay, we're not saying random guys. We're not saying random guys. But two, you can't always let your friends set you up with nobody.
And that's do the background. You still do the background.
And then look, you already got the background, so you already know this is gonna be a companion. You know, we call and check up on each other once in a while. Say, hey, what's up? Let's go up. Yeah, that's it.
And that's it. The difference in dating someone and having companionship is the freedom to be who you are.
Thank you.
If I'm not dating you and I am just meeting you as a companion, I can hang out with you and have a dinner and it ain't no love lost. I ain't mad if we don't do nothing at the end of the day. It gives you a freedom, or the man a freedom, and the woman to let your guard down and just get to know each other without dating.
Right. Exactly.
So then you don't have to do a background check for a companion.
I do a background check on everyone. Because let me be clear, a companion, friend, or whatever, you just got to be careful in general who you hang around. So for me, it's not really one of those things. I'm big, not necessarily like matchmaker type of I'm about to pay to do an investigation, but you got to know people. Sometimes you got to know where they from, and you got to kind of know their background, because you just never know who these people are, whether it's companion, friendship, colleague, whatever the
case. But I
is.
disagree with you on that.
And
I think that that's because I'm in the city, and if I am hanging out with you, hey, you know what? Let's just go to lunch. You want to go to lunch? Okay, sure. Let's go to Starbucks on the end of the corner. At that point, I'm not interested in you that way, and my guard is down. Your guard is down to the extent that it can be down. And we're just having drinks and getting to know one another.
Exactly.
Once I decide, or you decide, we make a decision that this is going further, then the guards go up, because now I'm doing an inquiry.
Yeah,
most of the people that like I said, almost all of my friends are men. I have maybe 2 or 4, maybe at that,
but
of girlfriends. Really all the rest of them are males.
But let me ask you something really quick.
I beg your pardon?
Really quick, let me ask you something. So you're saying that even in companionship, you're talking about just a simple meetup, getting to just, that one time having, dinner or Starbucks or whatever the case with them. I'm talking about after that, and you get to have companionship where you actually go out with this person more than once. At that point, you should want to do a background check on this person. This ain't no one time going to get coffee and okay, great, have a great life. I'm assuming you're saying when it gets to the point where you're constantly maybe staying in connection with this person, you're trying to get a background check on them, right?
Right. Then that's what I just said. I said
okay.
that. Okay. I said that's when your guards go up, and now you're into doing dating, because dating is collecting the data. So if you look at data and you look at data, it's the same. It's basically the same word. All I'm doing is collecting data now. When we're companions, I don't need to collect information on you. That information comes freely based on us having fellowship together
and conversation.
And yes, and just plain conversation. There's no strings attached. You ain't trying to find nothing out about me. I'm not trying to find nothing out. We're just companions.
And you talk about everything else.
But I expect you to treat me like a woman.
Exactly.
Like a lady.
I'm sorry, maybe it's just me, but even in companionship, if I'm gonna frequent you more than once, I definitely want to know some type of background.
But you do get that information, though. I never said you don't get that information.
Freely versus doing it like on a heart, like you're talking about, it just freely comes out.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, it comes freely because
Yeah,
there's
especially
no
because
obligation.
observations can come.
And
Yeah,
it's and
and
then the conversation.
observation.
Yeah, and then exactly, you got to pay. My grandma used to say, "Pay attention."
Yeah.
She said, "Pay attention." You listen to what they
My
say,
mother, my
and you
mother
ask,
just did one side.
and you
My
know,
mother
and you
just
just
did one side, pointing at your eye. Just look.
so I'm just saying, you suss out the information that you need to know,
Yeah, and I do.
and like I said, it could take you 5 minutes, it could take you less than 30 to get to whether you're gonna even continue.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's all it takes.
Realistically, and there's
Cause
times
Absolutely.
where
look,
maybe I don't want it to be 5 minutes or 30 minutes, maybe because I do want to have my dinner, enjoy myself, and
we'll
get
do what it do. We'll do an
You
hour,
do
hour and a half,
you.
2. That's up to you.
and get
Come on, sir.
out on.
Come
Like
on, look. I'm old school, baby. Let me tell you something. I learned a lot.
Yeah, me
And like
too.
I said, most of my
Yeah.
friends are men, and I learned stuff from them. I
And
learned from
I'm
what I used to see them do, and they made sure I wasn't doing the same thing.
and you know what too? You know what, Chris, it helps me, right? Because if I'm dating you,
mm-hmm,
you're not going to get that time with me.
mm-hmm.
If we're companions, you can get that time with me. And I know that sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't. It actually makes sense. It does because with companionship, you like you said, you have your guard down. You're chilling. You know what I'm saying? You're having your fun. But with dating, again, dating is with a purpose. Dating
Yeah.
is potential
Right, exactly.
at
She
so
got it, baby.
hold on. I get it. I get it.
You
I
got
get
it.
when it all boils down to it is that sometimes again, how
Hmm.
it's coming across, it felt like what you were saying. I'm like, but I am doing that. And I guess honestly, it may have been that I was saying that I'm all about dating when that's not the reality of the situation. Like the guy that I just had a date with a couple of months ago, I was just like, I'm not feeling that guy. At the end of the day, hey,
Right.
if there is, a jazz fest or something like that, he wasn't a horrible guy, but at the same time, it's not someone that I am serious about, even though he crossed off all the check marks as far as evenly yoked with all the things on paper. It's just something that it is not a good vibe for me. So, but at the same time, nice guy, may be able to go out, to a movie or whatever the case may be, but it's not going to go any further. We understand that.
And
So,
then that turns into companionship.
right.
Exactly.
Well,
Look, and if you really ain't feeling it, I'm gonna tell you what my boyfriend said. He say, "Roll out, roll," and that's what they get to roll out. And
yeah,
you ain't
no,
gotta worry about it no more.
I have no
I'm
problem. And Tiffany, I'm not Monique, sweetheart. I don't fall for no Disney World bullshit. I don't even know where that's coming from. I have never been the one like this is not 20-year-old Chris anymore. Like this,
right.
at the end of the day, I am not falling for lies or anything like that. I am very clear of what I am want to do, what I want, and at the same time, the companionship that I enjoy. At the end of the day, that I don't have an issue with falling for lies. I literally at the end of the day, I like to have fun. I like to have my drinks. I like to have my steak. I like to have my lobster. And then the process of that, it doesn't work out great. But if you can make it to a second date, then so be it. That means I am enjoying where this is possibly going to
Right. Right. That's what it is. That's what it is. So we all in agreement. That is what it is.
yeah.
Basically, that's the
Again,
bottom line.
and again, Auntie, it could also, like you said, the wording of it, you were like, no, that's not what
Mhm.
you said. And again, sometimes the delivery of the situation is what I mean versus what came out of my mouth may be totally different. But
Right.
honestly, what you were saying, I'm like, but that's what I'm doing. Now, maybe I didn't word it correctly, but that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't see it's not wrong. Any of our approaches is not wrong. I think
And the thing about it, if you've listened to me on my channel,
Mhm.
if you are like, let's say you've been with me a year, you know I'm a word person. I'm going to define something. I'm gonna look it up, whether I look it up on screen or off screen. I'm going to give a clear definition for what I am saying, which is why I
Mm,
wanted you to look at the definition of
Okay.
companionship,
Mm-hmm.
because dating is totally different
Mm-hmm.
it
from
sure
that. And it doesn't mean it's a negative word in a dictionary, or you should be seen, or you should say, or feel ashamed of it, or no,
is.
that's not what I'm doing. And either you're dating with intention of getting married, or you're out for companionship. And even if the companionship is one night or someone you talk to on the telephone, I've had different people who have been my companions, because that's what they are, and they wanted to cross the line. Okay,
Mm-mm.
well, you know what I would like to start? No,
No,
nah,
nah, it ain't. It
no.
ain't. We ain't on that
Like
page.
that would be a no. And we're still friends. Whether they still have um feelings for me or whatever, I don't know, and it's not my concern, because I've already drawn a line in the sand.
And they either go cross it and stay my friend,
They stay
or
my friend or they go away.
they
Right.
go away.
And that's
Exactly.
and I do that as well. But I can still, again, I can have that line cross where I'm like, I don't want to deal with that person at all. And I even be where there is no potential of even just hanging or kicking it. And then I have those men who I'm like, you know what? It wouldn't work out for us, but at the same time, they would be a great friend. So at the end,
That's where you keep them,
yeah,
right there in the friend zone.
yeah,
You
and,
know, I mean,
and
come
that's
on,
and that's
man.
really, you know what I'm saying? That's how I approach these situations. And again, for me though, I don't know. I guess maybe because I am not at that age yet where it's like, look, I ain't got time. If it's gonna be a date, it's gonna be a date with a purpose. I don't know. I guess I'm not at that stage as of yet where literally a date, it's all about having a purpose, the
But
background check and everything else. But honestly, even when I'm going out with these guys, I already know their background. I've already
And that's exactly what we were
but you
saying.
know
You
what
already
though?
know.
I've already done that.
But what
Um,
you said though, what you said,
was
I
not what
don't
you
know
said.
where you got that from, that you're aging out,
Mm.
because a lot of the women that I know
Mhm,
who are probably younger than you
mhm.
do it with intention, and they don't have time for the bull.
Yeah, but I don't think what
It's
I'm
not aging
doing is
out.
cool. Like,
Who's is that?
but you said you don't have time for the bull. I don't think you're
She
saying
said no. She said she made it about age. She said I don't think I'm at the age, but the a lot of the women who I know who are much younger than me don't have time for the bull either, because
Shit,
they know
either.
their
Yeah.
self-worth,
but what
and they
is
Facts.
know that
okay,
they're not.
wait.
Facts. Facts.
What am I doing that's showing that I don't have like that I have time for the bull? That's what I'm saying. Like
No, you made the statement. That's what I'm saying. You made the state. Do you remember what you just said?
that maybe I'm not at that age. I said that, yes.
Yes, you made it about age, but it has nothing to do with age.
Mm. It sure don't, because
You
I got
made
me a
the statement.
36-year-old on my trail.
But I guess, Auntie, are you saying that I know people younger that don't have time for the bull?
Yeah, they don't.
But I don't have time for what is the bull to you? I don't have time for the bull either. You know what I'm
Dating, and companionship with a whole bunch of people. You said you made this statement though, because I didn't. I never said it. You said, I guess I am not at the age where I don't, where I can just, where you can
Don't give
date
a
freely.
don't pretty much.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Auntie, this is exactly my point. But you said earlier, at your age, you don't have the time for it. So,
I said at my age, and I was talking specifically about myself and not about anybody else. I
right,
was making it clear that that's where I am at this age. However, when you just said that,
at my
you made what I heard
huh?
was that when you're young, you have the luxury of continuing to do it. Well, I was once young.
Well, I said I'm not at that age. That's what I said.
Yeah, okay, but what I'm saying is at the age of what?
Of what? Who? Us?
To date intentionally?
No,
No,
wait, no, see, no, no, don't try to deflect. You already know me, auntie older than you. Just go on and say how old you are. We already know you mean us,
I'm
and
not.
probably you too.
Niecy, really? Come on now. This,
Hey,
I'm
look, we love you. We would not be like this with you if we didn't have no love for you.
I'm not
I
at
said mine
And
without no
tragically
problem.
delicious. I said that specifically to ensure that whoever heard it, whether now or on the replay, understands tragically delicious that I was speaking about me.
and I'm
And
speaking
that's
about me
why I
though.
made sure that I said I don't have the time at this age. But I never had the time. Why do you think, tragically delicious, that I got a bunch of companions? I built those companionships over the years.
Yeah, a lot of years.
I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I've never dated anyone without an intention. But I also hung around my uncles, my brothers,
Mm-hmm.
my father.
My
And so
grandpa
I understand how men
in
think.
work. Mm-hmm.
So I never had time for the game. And I got receipts. I never had time for it. I dated intentionally, and everybody else was a companion. All I was around was men. I learned very early how men think.
I have two.
And most men think that that's all a woman wants is a
Once.
meal. And I'm not your meal deal. You're not going to have me sitting somewhere wasting my time with you when you have no good intention towards me. We are not the same people. I have not vetted you. I am not going to sit in your face. I learned that very early from being around men.
Yep, me too. Me too.
I
'Cause
know how they think. I ain't no meal deal.
and she's not calling you a meal deal. She's just saying don't allow them to make you out to be that type of a woman because you're not. You know, you're not. Well, nobody's saying that. It's just that don't allow a man to come and make that all you are. But if you get, but you do what you do. As long
Right.
as you
It's
say,
it's no right or wrong. In my opinion, I am stating where I stand. I have no judgment for not one woman on this live. I am only giving the advice and what I have lived by. But I don't have any judgment towards anyone. I would not join this to judge. She made a statement, and I wanted to ask her what that statement was, and that's why I'm here. But I'm not here to point a finger to say that anyone is doing it right or wrong. I'm only sharing my wisdom. And when I say my age, I'm talking about my age. But if we want to get down to the nitty and the gritty
gritty,
of it all, I was
don't.
dating this way in my 20s, in my 30s. And that's why I don't have a bunch of scars from being hurt by men
Mm-hmm.
and being in relationships that I thought was going somewhere and it wasn't. I was very intentional about what I did and who I dated and when I did. And I have many male
I'm back.
companions.
You can hear me
And
now.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay, because there was an issue with my live for a minute. You guys were going like really slow, and then it was like I had literally had to come out and come back in, but I'm back.
Oh, okay. So I
But
just want to make sure that no one thinks that I'm on here, Miss Know It All or anything like that. I'm only talking from my experience, and that's all I can speak from. And I can speak from the experience of other people. I can speak from the experience of my family members who I've had an opportunity to sow wisdom into, including my own child. That's all I can speak from.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, here's the thing though, you guys, when I'm talking and you may think it's coming off defensive, I'm really trying to understand your viewpoint. That's all. At the end of the day, though, I think this was a valuable conversation to have so people can listen to it. But based on me and having the man in my life and having my father and having my uncles, I think based off of what I have been doing, I'm good. Now, granted, there are some things, granted, I'm not from DC, I am from California, born and raised, that we all have our things in our different regions and how we handle things or do things. But at the end of the day, my background check, me, having companions or dating with the purpose, I think based off of what I am doing and based off of what you guys said, I'm good. I mean, I am. Like, I literally, I don't have time for the BS. I don't live in a fantasy world.
At your age.
Hey, yo, girl, you about to take that back and apologize.
I apologize for what? Because at the day, I said it at my age, just like you said, Auntie, at your age. I don't see an issue with me saying what I said. You said at your age earlier. And when I said at my age, you like, hold up.
You know, hey, I still feel like I'm 46 and I sure do.
I mean, at the end of the
But
day,
at my age, I gotta cut those out.
We all have levels of understanding. We also, again, I don't see anything wrong. Like Auntie, you said at your age, you ain't got time for the BS. Like at the end of the day, I didn't take offense to that. I'm like, okay, I understand.
I never did.
But you did say at your age. So that's what I'm saying. You did say at your age, you ain't got time for it. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's no offense about anybody.
No, I'm not offended at all.
Okay.
This was wonderful, y'all.
I'm not offended at all because I'm sure about me.
Yeah, I mean,
I may not be sure about anybody else, but I'm sure about me.
Well, I mean, the thing is, and interesting enough, this conversation did become, we was talking about Derek, and this conversation became about me, which granted, the whole thing is.
No, that became about all of us, really.
It was about all of us.
To a certain extent, yes. But again, you guys were talking about my companionship versus dating aspects in my life. I think that it's a valuable conversation to have in general that all of the ladies can listen to. And I didn't have a problem being able to say, look, this is what I like to do. This is what I don't like to do. This is what I do.
And you know what, Chris? And even if you spin it back in a positive way, not in a negative way, because I don't want to be negative, but even if you spin it back to Monique and the way that Monique handled Derek, she was dating Derek, right, for 2 years and did not know him because she never walked in companionship with him.
Exactly.
She didn't know him as a person. She knew him as someone who she intentionally expected to have a positive outcome. It wasn't until he got out of jail and she walked in companionship with him that she realized he didn't fuck with her.
Right.
Dating is what she was thinking she was doing.
Right.
But not when you laying up and sleeping.
She never collected data. Because if she had collected data, she would have knew that he liked the red bones. He liked the light-skinned women. He don't like her. And that's the difference between dating and companionship. She never dated him. She never collected the data.
She didn't date or have companions. She didn't have either one of them.
Oh, she did have companionship with him because she went to see him.
Once.
She had a.
She didn't go see him.
She went to have dinner with him when he came home. She had dinner with him.
I was that part.
She did have companionship with him because remember, companionship is fellowship.
That's 5 hours.
She stayed at a hotel with him several nights. She did have companionship. She had fellowship with him. That's what companionship is.
Okay.
On certain
I
level.
don't think that's companionship, but okay, yeah, that's okay.
Okay,
If we
I'm gonna
talking
say
about if we talk about the
y'all,
definition,
hey, he was laying for the stay and for the bag.
but
She didn't know how to. Now see what I know. If she would have been smart, like I said earlier, she would have learned how to. If your mindset was right and you knew about these type of people, these type of men, and he want to find all these women. First of all, you got to understand their mindset. He been in that prison for 9 years. He ain't had no cooch in forever. So he trying to get out here. You see the big booty girls and the strippers. He wants to be a part of that. So you don't get it in your mind that he just gonna come out and gonna just be with you like snap, snap,
yeah,
snap. What is
yeah.
that? She paid like they gave for the stay. She paid for the stay,
But
and
if
that
she
was
had dated him and she had collected the data and she
yep,
had got to know his sisters, see, she
yep.
didn't get to know his sisters. She didn't get to know anything about him. She didn't do the proper background check. She didn't do any of that stuff. She found that stuff out when he got out.
And that's to me, I deal with men in prison. Like I said, I got a brother in there, I have friends in there. And you ask when hook me up. I'm not hooking up. Number one, not hooking you up with nobody. You find your own. But then I know and see how they manipulate and they ask. They ask questions, but you ain't really asking none because all you thinking about, like Monique said, way back when. I know where he at. He locked up, so I don't have to worry about him being
Yeah,
with no
but
woman.
that was the problem. But
But
that was
she
And
the
never
problem. She
collected
never
data though. She still
yeah,
could have
exactly that was
collected
the
data
problem.
on him.
wait,
But here's the
what?
thing,
Exactly.
though, to a certain extent, Auntie, her social media trolling ways, she did collect data. Did she just ignore some of the data that she got, though?
No, she ain't collect no data.
No, she didn't.
Look,
She
hold
didn't
on, wait a minute.
ignore it. You
No,
guys
excuse
gotta
me.
realize.
No. Let me
Derek
say.
said it.
Let me say.
Derek said it in
It's
his
Hold on, you
interview.
guys
no.
talking
Her
one at a time.
Okay,
just really want to verify.
Wait,
when
hold
I'm
on,
sorry.
Niecy, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
You been quiet for a minute. Let
I
just
know, right? I'll be
I
yapping.
ain't
yeah,
saying
no, it's okay.
nothing.
Go ahead, Yuli. Go ahead, speak up.
Derek said it. He confirmed it. He said it on the interview with Megan. Her main focus was collecting that data and trolling. She wanted to get rid of every single girl he had. That was her priority. Her priority wasn't, making sure that, I love him, he's there. No, her priority was making sure she had the man. So when he got out, she had her prize.
So, in other words, you guys are saying that the data she collected was the wrong data that she needed to really get
Mm,
because she
Okay.
was
Oh,
collecting
She
data, but she
didn't
wanted to collect.
utilize
hand
the
up. Look,
data
I
she
got my
got.
hand up. I got my hand up.
Go ahead. Go
Like
ahead.
I've had a lot of deals with men in prison.
Mm-hmm.
You can write them and put them on your JPay or wherever it's called down in Texas, wherever. And they will send you emails and you can, they might write you a little letter, send you a little pretty card that got drawn by somebody that gave them a tattoo. But you can still ask the questions because they're confined and they want to really confide in someone and they're going to tell you all these things. But see, then you have to know how to ask the right questions, and be in the mindset of, look, he locked up, he been there forever. He ain't been out. But see, she didn't have the mindset to realize that and she didn't do her homework. Girl, what, 60 days in? Not even locked up kind of stuff. Look at these people in prison. They will tell you this is the game. This is the game, and that's it. When they come out, they're gonna, after being gone so long, they're gonna need a lot of freedom. But as long as you keep taking care of them and putting money on their books and all, sending them money for their food boxes and stuff like that, of course they're gonna say what they need to say to you. And yes, I think so. I think in some kind of way, Derek felt indebted to her because she did take care of him. But I don't think she was the only one.
Of course she
I
wasn't.
think
Of course she
I know
wasn't.
honey, I know she wasn't the only one. Not like allegedly, because I ain't no facts, but I know how they work. She was just the one who he prayed because he knew she had self-esteem issues about her weight and stuff. He knew that and he prayed on it. And that's what they do. Y'all recognize they'll say whatever they need to say. Heck, my brother be trying to give me something. I'm like, Who the heck you think you talking to? I need, you know what, you better call one of them girls.
Well,
No, I'm
Derek did do that, but at the same time, like the way that she was getting the data on the girls and she got data on Poo Poo and Elizabeth and all of this type of stuff, that's what I'm saying to a certain extent. Did she pull certain data and she just continued to ignore it because she was getting pretty much, the pimp talk by Derek because
hello.
she had data. So my thing is, you knew all this stuff about his sisters and all of this stuff because, like Elizabeth and them said, when they first met, they was like, "Who is this girl? Why does she know this stuff about us?" She was like,
Mm-hmm.
"You Elizabeth." Like she knew the whole family background. So it's
But
kind
who? How she find out? He told her.
he told her,
But
but
she,
probably she also did
but
some
she,
research too.
well, she didn't
What
do. She was
research was
doing
that?
is that
What
was some
did she use?
Instagram.
LexisNexis?
Huh? What you say, Auntie? I can't even hear her. Auntie, what you say? Auntie, you
I
there?
said, what research did she use? Did she use LexisNexis?
You so funny.
No, seriously, because
Hell
what you're
no.
talking
Hey,
is
I look.
because
I
what
know.
you're saying is what you're
I know
saying.
LexisNexis.
Okay. What you're saying is she just found street data. She didn't do the data that she needed to do on that man.
At all.
She didn't.
Yeah.
No, she was
She
looking
didn't
for his
even
side
know
chicks.
who Elizabeth was until Derek told her because a female face showed up. She didn't do the research. My
She
girlfriends would
did
have
the
had
research for
his
the side chicks.
information in 2.5 seconds. The time it would have took them to hit the enter button on his ass.
Hello?
She didn't do research on him. She did street search.
But she ain't even from them same streets he from, so she didn't get the
Exactly.
right.
She
That was
did
She
the
not
did
other
not
do
get
problem.
her
the right.
She's
homework
not
on
Honey,
from
let
him.
me tell you
there.
something. She did not get the right information that she was
No,
looking
she
for.
did
She
not.
she,
She
she was
did.
looking for surface stuff. Surface stuff. She didn't even know how his mom died. I don't mean to bring that up, and we gonna keep that out of there. She didn't even know about that.
She ain't do no research on that
Wait a
damn
She
minute.
ain't
man.
done
She
no
didn't.
research at all.
She
Cause I watched that
trolled.
same on episode, and when they said his name, and I'm like, what? Let me look
But
back. Look that thing
did
up.
she confirm that she didn't know about that?
Because trolling is not research.
Yeah,
I'm
but no, I'm
sorry.
saying did she
She
confirm?
didn't. I don't think she knew unless he told her.
She got all
Cause
the
she didn't.
information that she needed to get from them people from pillow talking with him.
Mhm. She wasn't
Because he
looking up
flipped on
nothing.
his sister so damn fast it wasn't even funny.
Yeah, I mean that. But I guess what see and
Baby pictures, she wouldn't have been able to pull no damn baby pictures on them like that. He supplied that information.
he
She didn't
supplied
do
the
no damn
information.
research.
But
She
Auntie,
did street search.
real talk. I know that you want to do a live in regards to the receipts with Liz, but I think we need to do a live on companionship versus dating and just literally.
We
I'm
just
serious.
did it.
I'm
I
serious.
thought we was doing that right
We
now.
did.
What?
I
Are
thought
you
we just
lost?
finished it.
Nancy,
Chris,
Yuli,
Chris, Chris, what you drinking over there? You got your clink clink.
let me talk. Let me talk. Because at the end of the day, we all know that on these YouTube streets, people don't listen usually to the live in its entirety. The first 30, 40 minutes, we talk about Derek's ass. But I'm meaning like literally something like literally just like a breakdown of just literally just sharing that wisdom with ladies out there as far
No.
as the difference is concerned, or even just, talking about the data, even applying it to the whole situation with Monique and other couples that we talk about. I think that would be pretty dope, in my personal opinion, because again, I know you look at your analytics just like everyone else. Everybody, the first 10, 15 minutes, sometimes that's the most you get from people, and we not
I
talking about
know.
that in the first 10, 15 minutes. We just
They
not.
be
Right.
listening to my stuff most of the time, all the way through.
Well, auntie, you've been
Hold
around
on.
I,
too,
I
and you
sit
got
back
how
and
many
listening to you
followers?
guys.
Just saying.
I'm raising my hand. Y'all have got to work y'all's times out. 'Cause I'm like, hold on, I can't do all three. Boy, actually, I could. One on TV, one on this phone, and one on my other phone. But then I
Oh,
could have played
you
attention.
know, Auntie be going live sometimes. Like I don't, but like honestly, I do feel this is a conversation that people need to have, especially women out there.
Mhm.
You need to have a conversation. I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't have a problem having a conversation, but we didn't start talking about it to almost an hour or more in. Now, I would hope that people would listen all the way through, but I'm new to these YouTube streets. So at the end of the day, that's not necessarily the case, but I think it is a message that, we need to talk about companionship, dating, and, all that good stuff.
I agree.
I mean, we could. We could,
I
because
mean,
we all have different
I think it's
experiences. Like
something
you
we
guys
need.
actually had a male representative in your lives that showed you these skills. I learned the hard way, so it was kind of.
But here's
I
the
think that's
thing,
a good idea, but it
you
has to
Well,
be
well,
at a different time.
you can have male representatives and still sometimes have situations like this. Like, and now
no,
Yes.
luckily for me, like at the end of the day, I have had great examples as far as Black men are concerned in my life, but you have had women who also have had that as well, and then they still get lost in the sauce in a lot of ways. So
I
it can
mean, I was in a relationship where, I experienced DV. And that was because he wanted to control the situation that I wasn't going to
mhm.
allow him to control.
and
And
did
he
you do a
lost it.
background check on them, Auntie?
And I took him to jail. He went to
No,
jail.
With that part.
but what I'm saying is it sometimes possible that even with you doing all of the check marks and doing everything that you do, that you can still fall victim to a F boy?
No.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Because
wait,
this,
hold on.
No, he wasn't an F
Missy
boy.
saying absolutely, Auntie saying no.
He wasn't an F boy. He was
Okay.
not an F boy.
oh yeah, no, mine wasn't
He
no F
was
boy.
not an
He
F
didn't
boy.
beat me
Okay,
up
so
though.
okay, so in the situation with in the DB
He
situation,
was not an F boy.
okay, so with that
Hmm.
though, he wasn't a good man.
He was a good man.
He
He
was a good man.
he made a
Oh,
mistake and he went to jail for it.
that's it.
Period. People
That's
can
it.
make mistakes, and it's up to the person, the victim, to do what they did. And I pushed all the buttons. He wasn't an F boy. It wasn't like he wasn't a good man. And just because you fall prey to that or something like that happens doesn't mean that he wasn't a good person.
Right.
He just made a mistake and he paid for it severely because I didn't have it to do. And I was young and he was young, but he ain't
And
hit
that's it.
nobody else.
I know that's right.
He ain't hit nobody else.
You hit, I cut. I ain't
So
playing.
just because people make mistakes, right, doesn't take away from who they are. And so I did not make a mistake by dating him, any of that stuff. And I don't look back at the relationship like I just, he just was a big mistake and he was no. He made a mistake. He made the wrong decision to try to control a situation.
Well, that's deep. I don't know if I necessarily. I can't
I
rock.
knew him. I experienced him.
Yeah, I can't rock with any man putting his hands on a woman.
I
Like,
can't either, and that's why he went to jail.
yeah, no, I get it. I guess. I mean,
I can't
no, and
either.
but I respect what
It
you're.
doesn't make him a bad person. It doesn't make people bad people. I have done things and have put the paws on people and made mistakes. It doesn't make me a bad person. I made a bad decision, but it doesn't take away from my whole life and put me in a box where I'm an F girl or I'm a bad person.
Hmm.
I've grown now and I realize that there were a lot of things that I did that I would never do now. Right? That's why they call it hindsight.
Right.
You have hindsight. You look at different things that you may have done in your life that weren't perfect, or if you had an opportunity to make another decision, you would. And like I said, the situation got out of control, and situations can get out of control. But it's his whole life isn't wrapped up into being a bad person. And
That
I
ain't no
made
good.
him pay for what he did. I did not give him slack. I did not say, oh, it's okay. You made a mistake. No, your mistake is going to cost you. Just like if I go in the store and I steal a Gucci bag, it doesn't make me a bad person because I get locked up and I go to jail for That's still in the Gucci bag. I made a mistake and I got to pay for it. There's a consequence to it. But does that take away from all the good things that I've done and all the people I've helped and the life that I've lived and the child that I've raised? No. It doesn't eliminate all of that. It just means that at that time in my life, I made a wrong decision that I have to pay for now. You understand what I'm saying, Chris?
I understand. I guess for me, it's just very hard for me to wrap around. Even though he made a mistake, he still put his hands on a woman. So for me, that's like the ultimate no for me. Because it's like, at what point do we draw the line? Like,
Do you think it was
The
the
first
ultimate?
time.
Do you
no,
think
First
it
it's
time.
was
not about
not
the
the ultimate wrong for me?
huh?
Do you think that I didn't see it the same way?
No, I'm saying that because you said he's not a bad person.
He's
He
not.
made a mistake. But for me, there certain people have certain triggers and certain things that you just at the end of the day, like for me, even with all of the good stuff, for example, all of the good stuff someone's done, whether they do DV, whether they do, I mean, you have people who claim that, killing someone, I'm not monetized, so I don't care. Killing someone is, saying a situation where if it's a mistake, but they're still a good person. People can literally get to the point where they can say anything is if they just did it that one time, never did it before, that still makes them a good person still with the stuff that they did beforehand. For me, DV is just a trigger for me in general. So to me, yeah, he may have done good before, but I wouldn't be able to look at that person as a good person after they do that. But that's just my opinion.
May I say something, you guys? I get where Auntie's coming from. I ain't gonna lie. I had the best daddy in the world. He did a bad thing, but then he also did a bad thing trying to do good, and he ended up dead. He treated me and my sisters like queens, and it went, he just went through a lot. Being for, when they're in the war at that time and all that kind of stuff, that affects them and their family. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to really, you know, I ain't trying to put my business out there like that because I don't want to tell my
We
family
can
this.
hear
Yeah,
his
don't
story.
put
Then
your
we
business
okay
out
with
there.
sharing it.
But I'm gonna tell you something. No, I saw my dad do a bad thing. I couldn't hate him for it.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't hate him for it. Um, but my dad used to always talk to me. Always. He'd bring me and my sisters upstairs, my brother, and he would tell us stuff. And the ways of the world, sometimes you have to do a bad thing in order to right a wrong. It's
And
not right.
everybody see things differently, right? And I
Yeah,
understand how you see it, but when you experience it,
it
and
ain't good.
when you experience it, you understand that good people sometimes do bad
The
things,
bad things.
and
Yeah,
you
If you
well,
cannot write a person off. He
well, I'm
right,
served his time.
Auntie. Yeah, I'm not perfect. And again, I'm just because like I've done bad things too, but I just but this is my opinion, and again, that's why
You're
on my
entitled to it.
yeah, we can agree to disagree and still love and respect each other at the end of the day. I
exactly,
still think
exactly.
there are still certain things that
For
even
you.
as a good person, for me, when you do certain things, you just can't come back from. And
Okay.
and that's just me. Like again, and we could talk about, forgiveness and God forgives and stuff like that, but there's just certain triggers for some people that it's hard for people to come back
Well,
from.
I
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I did not think that I did not say, because again, you asked me a question and I answered it.
No, no,
I
yeah.
did not say that he could come back from that. That's not what I said. You said, was he an F boy? And I said no.
No,
I didn't say that he came back from that. I did not say that I was back with him. I did not say that I gave him a second chance. But what
Hmm.
I did say is that he wasn't a bad person. And he wasn't. He made a mistake and he paid for it severely.
Right, right,
But I
and that's
didn't
what
say he
you do.
came back from it.
right. I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. I mean, look, like I said, at the end of the day, I like having these discussions. I
They're
know,
very good. They're very
well,
good
yeah,
because
and I really sincerely hope that you guys didn't feel I was getting offended by what you were saying. I was really,
Yes, you was.
no, I was. I was confused by, because I'm like, I swear to you guys are saying I'm implying it. But see, here we go. Look, here we go.
Sorry, baby girl.
No, but no, on a really, I'm that type of person where I'm gonna keep questioning it, and I'm gonna sound confused, and I'm gonna keep questioning it. I'm gonna keep challenging it until I can understand if we're on the same page or if we're not on the same page. And if we never get on the same page, we can agree to disagree. It's okay. But again, I'm sure I am not the only one who sometimes will say certain things and literally they mean exactly what you're saying, but it's out the wrong way. I'm not the only one, and I'm sure I'm not going to be the last one. And I'm sure there's going to be women on here that's going to say, I understand what Chris is saying. I understand what Auntie is saying. I understand what Yuli is saying, except that escort shit, Yuli.
Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Well, one time, I got my hand up. She ain't say nothing about what I was saying, because I'll be talking shit, but I'll be for real.
I'm like, what the hell?
And why? Look, I think we teaching Dustin something. Me down there.
Yeah, for real. Now, Yuli, what you say, Yuli?
I said it was a joke, y'all. Come on. It was nowhere near.
Nah. I'm just playing. Look, I know how my uptown girls be. Don't be playing. No, I'm just playing. No, seriously. Real talk. No, we needed this conversation.
Yes, we did.
And here's the thing. I'm willing to have these uncomfortable conversations, because let's be clear, it was about the conversation about what I said. I am not immune to someone challenging what the hell I said. Just like I will challenge what people say, people can challenge what I said until we can get an understanding. And if we don't, we can also agree to disagree. I love having these conversations, but I was genuinely confused, because I was like, I swear I'm thinking we saying the same thing, or maybe I'm confused. But at the end of the day, I think these are important conversations about, courting, companionship, dating, because it's something that's needed. This is why so many women, especially in our communities, go through so many issues with men, because they really don't have a full understanding of possibly what they want, what they're looking for, what they're willing to accept, if they just want companionship, if they have dating with a purpose. All of this stuff is important to talk about. It is.
It is very, and especially at my age, as y'all think I'll be playing, I don't be. I can pull them. And I was a big girl. I ain't that big no more.
And you know what? Let me just give you some advice, because I always have to leave with some advice. Let me give you some advice. When you get off, pray for that woman that is going to find this, that is going to be in her kitchen cooking, and she's going to listen to the whole live. And this may change her life. Indeed. Pray for that man that is going to be listening to this, who has to go and pick up his kid from college, and he's got a long ride, and this happens to come up in the algorithm, and he listened to it and it changes his life. Never think that a conversation is not going to go as far as it needs to go, and it's not going to hit or reach the person it needs to hit or reach. As content creators, we have to understand that there is a bigger audience.
Absolutely.
And you use this, as a tool, and make sure you pray over your stuff. You know what? I want this to hit the right person. I have all kinds of emails and DMs from women and men whose lives have been changed from something I thought that they wouldn't listen to. And so don't look at it and say, I'm looking at my analytics. The hell with your analytics. Make your stuff with a purpose.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then after you make it and it shifts, know that it's divine, that it was supposed to shift, and that there's going to be somebody who's going to need it. So always pray over your stuff, after you get off, because somebody's going to hear it.
Oh, I prayed before too, Auntie, because I tried to make sure that in any live or any video I do, there is some type of knowledge dropped in some kind of way. Even if I'm joking, there's some knowledge that's dropped. So yeah, absolutely. Because again, that's why I said it's important to have these conversations. You know what I mean? Like it's important to have these conversations because a lot of women, and again, we do have to be also careful with our words because, like you said, you was like, well, that's not what you said. And I'm like, well, that's what's like, come up here because what did I say that is making it confusing? Because I needed you to come up here so you could say, this is what I heard you say. What do you mean by this? So then that way we can have the dialogue because it's hard to sometimes have the dialogue on the chat. So that's why I'm thank you for coming up here because this was needed. If it wasn't needed, we wouldn't be on here still. So we definitely needed to have this conversation. Dustin, I know you up here. You're you're only man up here. Is there something you wanted to say?
No, I'm just listening into it. I'm just sorry, I've been very quiet. I'm just listening to the conversation.
Oh no,
My
no
baby,
worries.
he gaining knowledge, y'all, from the ladies.
Yeah, I mean seriously, and again, I would hope that you guys understand. I was like, I'm a little confused because again, I don't date chumps. I don't date the men that literally. I don't date the Derricks. I don't date those type of men. I run away from those type of men. But at the same time, like you said, yeah, I enjoy companionship. I enjoy that type of stuff. And if it works out, it works out. We can continue to be companions. If not,
Right.
have a great life. I wish you well. And that's how I handle situations. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I feel like everybody has their way of doing things as long as it's healthy and it gets to the purpose or the goal that that person wants. Hey, it is
Right.
what it is. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. So at the end of the day, some people are gonna need this, but also what works for you. If you feel like what works for you has been healthy, because clearly we know the difference between a healthy situation and what's not a healthy situation, even if we don't want to admit it. We know when it's healthy and when it's not healthy.
Mhm.
If it works for you and it's healthy and it's productive and it continues to push you forward in a positive way, in positive light, do what works best for you. That's my take on the situation. Anybody else has anything to say? Last or final word?
I guess we gonna get. I agree, but that's life, and that's how we're supposed to live like that. Just be safe. Don't put yourself in dangerous situations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and have fun living life because you only get one day at a time.
Amen to that.
So
Yeah.
have fun. Don't put no
I'm going
man in your
to on my
pocket.
date tomorrow too. I'm gonna have fun. Or my
Okay.
companionship, whatever y'all want to call it. I'm a
Yo, you said it was brunch, so we gonna work with brunch. How about we
yes,
work with
honey.
brunch?
I love me a brunch. I
I
love
do
me
too.
a brunch. I
And you know
love
what? I'm hoping for you that when you go out
uh-huh.
on this quote unquote date or whatever you're going out on, whatever you want to call it and title it,
Uh-huh.
I'm hoping that this gives you a liberty to be very free and gives you a different perspective on what you're doing across the table from that whoever that person is that's privileged
Mhm.
enough to be with you.
Facts.
Amen.
Because when you
And
know
wear,
that
Amen.
this,
and wear, look, and go
Wait,
dress
wait,
to the
Niecy,
nines
Niecy,
with
let
your
her finish.
dress on.
Let her finish. Let her finish, Niecy. Go ahead, Auntie.
when you're
She took
armed with the truth and you're on and you get an education on something, it will change your perspective on how you'll lead from now on. Now having this information is going to help you when you sit across the table with him to not take it serious, to be more relaxed, and to be able to get everything you need to get out of that encounter. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I've definitely
I
learned.
agree.
I've definitely learned something tonight, but I've also learned that I need to actually choose my words better in what I say and how I approach a situation. But yeah, I mean, this was a good conversation. It's not just about people who are listening. It was a good conversation for me also. But like I said, for me, based on what you guys are saying and me having a full understanding, I feel what I'm doing and where I am, I have been doing that, and I have been having my fun, and I have been enjoying myself. So that's where I am in my world right now. So and I'm happy with it. So yeah, definitely. But no, absolutely. Go ahead.
So why don't you show your face?
You said, why don't I show my face? Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can definitely tell you why I don't show my face, Auntie, because my career and my contracts prevent me from doing these things. And I want to still do it and be able to live my life and have my career that pays my mortgage.
Got you, baby.
That's why. So
I'm gonna call you. We gonna text it. No.
I'm mad at you, honey.
now, when I show my face, that means that I now have the means to be able to do this without focusing on what pays my mortgage and pays my bills. But until then, I will continue to do this. But I do have a personal page, and people on here know what I look like, and I'm not afraid to show who I am in a sense of I take pictures all the time. I know I'm that chick.
I know that's right. Hey.
But I also have a career, and my career pays the mortgage.
That's very understandable.
Independent woman, honey.
Yeah.
Are you
That's
there?
right. All right. I just want to say my last words is first use your brain. Use all five senses that God gave you because that's why He gave them to you. Lord knows He gave it to us for a reason. But most of all, your brain before your heart because that's the organ that's going to allow you to survive in this world. Make sure you use it. It's very important. And then you can go ahead and follow your heart after your brain has more than enough information to go ahead and do what it got to do. I don't mean you, Chris. I just mean in general.
No, I get it.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying, because y'all all taking shit literally.
I'm not you. Calm
I
down.
love you, Yuli, 10 times down. Don't even
I'm just
tell that
saying.
girl. You know
It's okay.
I love you.
It's okay.
Just like I love PG and Dustin, and I love Auntie too. I don't know where she went. She muted herself.
I love you too, Nicole.
Yeah, I just muted so everybody else could talk. Is there anybody in the in your chat that has a last question?
I don't.
I don't know. I don't see nothing popping up, but I'm not really well. It's not popping up on TV. But this was this is very important. This is a very important conversation. But at the end, we are all on the same page. I have a cousin who is a serial dater. I mean, serial. Because she's a serial dater. Yeah, she's a serial dater. And she knows she knows she doesn't. We keep telling you can't be just like going to fall in love. I mean, hell, she dated football players, baseball players, musicians, but that was not whatever they were offering was not right for her. So, but now she's learned to like just go out, have fun, you can kick it, and just don't look for anything, and then it's gonna fall in your lap when whoever your higher power you believe in. But to me, hey, the Lord gonna drop it in your lap when it's time.
Right.
You know, I mean, hell, she's 52, but not 52, but 50 also. You know, so hey, it's out there for you. Like I said, I'll date not anyone, but age is kind of whatever. Like I said, it's about the mindset. You know, but you got to be worth my time. And if you can't have a conversation with me, whether through text or I'd rather have a phone call because I can get it over with. I ain't got time to be all that texting. But you know, do however you works for you, and nobody can take that from you. And nobody, you know, we don't criticize, we don't judge, or none of that stuff. But you know, me personally, as an older lady, you know, I can only give you the advice, through, like Auntie said, through my experience. Because I ain't gonna lie.
I appreciate it. I appreciate. My thing is, I appreciate all opinions and viewpoints at the end of the day. I do. Now, again, when I don't understand, I'm gonna tell you I don't understand because and until I understand, that's how my approach is. But at the end of the day, your opinion, Auntie, your opinion, Dustin, your opinion, everyone is entitled to their opinion, like, and everyone
Right.
is entitled to
Yes,
give
we
their
are.
feedback on the
Mhm.
situation. So yeah, absolutely. But as far as the opinions that you guys gave or the questions you guys have, I don't run away from questions, and I don't run away from people giving their opinions. And then again, if we agree to disagree, or if we agree, it's fine. But again, we get off of here with love and respect at the end of the day, and that's the way it should.
Exactly. Facts. That's a fact.
That's how it
And
has to
also,
be. It has to
yeah,
be. And
but if you don't know something, my grandpa used to say this. So I used to be like, I know, and I would be knowing shit.
Yeah. And here's the
And I
thing,
was like,
Auntie.
and then be
Yeah,
afraid. Don't be afraid to ask something that you don't know, because 9 times out of 10, there's 8 more people that have the same question.
exactly. Because here's the thing, Auntie, you're not the first one to ask me that. You're not the first one to ask me why I haven't shown my face. And I'm giving the answer. I have no problem answering that. And
And they gonna accept it, or they can
they can
right.
either accept it or they don't have to accept it. Again, there's a billion people who come on YouTube. There's an audience for everyone. There's
Exactly.
also pages of people who don't show their face at all, who got hundreds and thousands of followers. So at the end of the day, I decided, because since people were saying I had a different perspective, I decided to say, you know what? I can do it my way until I can sit up there and eventually leave the career that I have. Once I can leave the career I have and be comfortable with my multiple streams of income, then at that point I can do what I want to do. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop doing something that I enjoy doing, because I actually
Right.
enjoy doing this for the sake of the fact that I can't show my face yet. And if
Ain't,
people
ain't nobody ain't nobody worried up. Ain't nobody worried about
and if people don't like it, I don't know what to tell them. But again, maybe this is not the page for them. But
It
I'm
don't bother me.
but
yeah,
I
like
wasn't
Look,
asking you
look,
for that.
that's what he might shut him down. I'm just trying to kick rocks.
I wasn't asking
exactly,
you because
exactly.
of that though.
I'm sorry. What you saying, Auntie?
I said I wasn't asked. I didn't ask you that because of that.
Oh, what? So why did you ask me, if you don't mind me asking?
I just wanted to know.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
I'm a nosy bird. I want to know too.
I
yeah,
just wanted to know.
yeah. I mean, hey, but again, you're not the first, and you're not going to be the last, and I have no problem answering it. But there are people who do know what I look like, and I have this page, and I have my personal page. And the reality is, because of
Find that damn personal page. Let me get my girlfriends.
you can.
Find
You
that damn
can. It's
personal
look.
page.
It's a private page, but you can, if you find it, which I'm sure you probably will be able to find it. And if you want to sit up there and friend me, you're more than welcome to. And you will see I have no
I'm just
problem
kidding.
showing. No, but Auntie, I'm dead serious. You will see all of the pictures and then some, family pictures and all. Like, at the end of the day, it's not an issue of me. I'm not insecure within myself, but I do have a job and a career that
I
maintains
do
my
too. I do too. All I did was just disclose.
lifestyle. Huh?
I said I have a full-time career as well,
Mm-hmm.
but I disclosed.
Oh, okay. Well, again, if you knew the career that I was in, it's a whole different beast. But again,
But if you knew the career that I was in, it's a whole different beat. Just got to disclose.
not really. But you'll eventually, one day when I leave, you'll understand why.
Oh, okay. Well, you must be a marshal, or you got to be in law enforcement.
You will have to, once that time comes, it will
You have to
definitely.
wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be totally understandable. But until then, that's what pays the mortgage. And so at the end of the day, though, but I wasn't going to continue to say, I have different perspective. I can do this, I can do that. But because I can't show
No,
my
I'm not gonna look her up, baby girl Dixon. I don't do that. I don't do that. Please don't even imply that. I am not gonna look her up or anything like that. I asked her just simply because I wanted to know. But that's I don't roll like that.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, anybody can ask me on my channel.
Yeah, I just asked to ask, but I don't like when stuff get out of hand, or when people imply certain things. Like she says, "Oh no, Auntie Columbo." No, I'm not in any way wanting to know that information like that. You know what I mean? I just asked her a question, and see
Mhm.
somebody will come back and they'll read that and read that the wrong way.
I mean, honestly, look, I have a very thick skin, believe it or
I'm
not.
talking about for me.
Oh,
I ain't
because
talking about it ain't got nothing to do with you.
okay, well, yeah, I mean, baby girl, I think she was just joking because I mean that's typically
But
how
you
she
know
is.
how people are.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But baby girl Dixon, I'm sure she's gonna probably post something saying she was joking. But
No, she don't even have to do that. I just want to make sure that it's on the record.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look,
I
at
don't
the
roll
end,
like
but
that.
here's the thing: at the end of the day, people can ask me those questions all the time. I mean, they can ask it until I get to, I don't know, God willing, however many followers God wants me to have. But at the end of the day,
You
again, I have no problem answering it either. So,
you're gonna have you're
Oh,
gonna
she
have a
said, I
lot of
bet how you look
followers.
into
You're
dates.
gonna, you're
Okay.
gonna your channel is gonna grow quickly.
oh, thank you,
Automatically.
Dustin. Yeah, I mean, look, I did my research too. Some of my favorite YouTube channels, they have never shown their face, and one of them got over 200,000 subscribers.
And see, not me.
What do you mean? You don't have
Not me. I
200,000?
like people to show their face. I like to be able to feel like I know them.
Oh, okay. Well, again, that's what I'm saying. There's something out there for everyone. Because one girl that I absolutely love, she really tackles about colorism and things like that in the Black community. She got over 200,000 subscribers, and she is absolutely awesome. So, like, there are pages like that where people can sit up there and, give their opinion, and people respect their opinion as is. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But again, everybody has a preference. Everyone has a preference. And my thing is the people who rock with me and don't mind it, they'll come
Yeah.
to my page.
And I don't mind it, so I'll be right here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I came back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Auntie, like, well, I came back. No, I mean, again, I actually like that you asked that question because you're auntie and you have a good following. And so it's one thing that someone without relevance or someone who's being a troll may say it, but it's another thing when you have been a supporter of my page and have come on my page numerous times and allow me to come up on your platform to ask me that. I have no problem if anyone asks me that, but by you asking it, I definitely like, okay, Auntie's asking me, Auntie gonna get the answer too. I don't have a problem with it. I really respect everyone's opinion. People say, well, I can't rock with you because of the fact that you don't show your face. That's fine. That's fine. You know what I mean? Everybody has their preference. So, but I appreciate you that you still are coming and you still were willing to put me on your platform without seeing my face.
Yeah, because I usually only do that for the membership.
Oh, got it. Got it. Well, I
Yeah,
appreciate
usually.
so that means even without seeing my face, you feel like I'm saying something though, right?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's true.
but
No lies detected. But for the
There's an
membership,
echo
usually
sometimes.
I'll tell them that they can come up and don't have to show their face or anything like that because it's supposed to allegedly quote unquote be private, but you got trolls even that come into the membership and run back and tell stuff and all kinds of dumb stuff. But I'm not a panel channel. I
got it.
barely have people up on my channel.
I ain't said you do that in a long time.
Long time.
I
I
know,
don't
which is why because again, I've been following you. It's been a minute, but the fact that you was willing to bring me up, I was like, this is huge because I haven't seen you brought anyone up in a very, very long time. So that's when I was like, wow, like I appreciate you, allowing me to speak my piece on the topic. And like I said, I still appreciate you. At the end of the day, like I said, I can understand people who may have an issue with no face, and that's fine. But again, there will be people who don't. So I appreciate the support either way. I really do. I'm gonna just do it my way until I can do it
Yeah,
another
nothing
way.
wrong with it. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it at all. If I had it to do all over again, I would have like a little talking head. But I've been out here and And I enjoy it because people, get to know me, and then you can build off of that, right? So
Mhm.
Mhm.
You would have
that's
did a
what.
talk if you had to do it all over again, Auntie. You would do a talking head, really?
I would have a avatar that moved back and forth and was talking and doing all that stuff.
Like, what's her name? For example, My Thoughts. I don't know if you guys are familiar with My Thoughts.
Nope.
She does.
Oh, yeah, I am.
She does
Yeah,
a
my
potato
thoughts.
head where
Is
all
my
you
thoughts may offend you.
yeah, all she show is her eyes, and we think those are her eyes. She got
Dang.
like 100,000 subscribers. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, like everybody has, you know what I'm saying, their preference. Everybody has their, different, they gravitate to people because of either how they present things or what they say. So it's room on YouTube really for everyone. And that's what I
Yes,
love
there
about
is.
YouTube. It's literally room for every single person. And at the end of the day, yes, I've talked my shit about people too, and I'm still not showing my face. But I bet you that person in particular that we was talking about earlier,
Ain't coming.
she done already seen the way she be stalking and trolling. I know she done
I
seen my
found you.
private page because she already blocked it. So she knows exactly
Oh,
who I
Lord.
am. So that's just what it is. So yeah, but definitely, but yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate this conversation. It was an amazing conversation. It definitely took some kinks and stuff to kind of figure out, you know what I'm saying? But it seems like we're all on the same page of purpose, of, all of that. And I definitely appreciate you guys taking 3 hours out of your time to actually have this discussion because we have been on this live for over 3 hours. Auntie, if you still want to, I would love to do the Elizabeth theme. But then also maybe we can have like the, coffee times, having topics when it comes to women, and eventually just talk about things that women need to hear, even if it's uncomfortable. You know
Well,
what I
that's what I'm
mean?
building on Auntie's Advice Lifestyle podcast.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what
Yeah.
I'm building on there. But I do have a another channel that I have been secretly running where I give people YouTube information, especially new content creators, and specifically geared towards women, how to, grow on YouTube. Because I'm not a big YouTuber
Oh,
at
you have a
all.
private page for that? You said you have another page for that?
hmm I
What,
just ain't told nobody what it is.
Auntie?
Not yet. It ain't ready. It ain't ready. It ain't ready. It ain't ready.
No, it's ready and it got videos on it. It's
You,
ready and it got videos on it.
well, can you tell me what it is so I can?
No,
Ooh, Auntie.
I think I know which one it is.
Wait a minute, Niecy. Hold on, Auntie. You not
I can't. Hey, that
wait.
ain't. I ain't
Niecy,
got my name Bennett,
hold
and
on,
I
Niecy.
ain't in it. I
Auntie,
don't know.
Auntie, you're not gonna tell me seriously?
nope. I have not told anybody. If you find it, you find it organically.
You gotta go look.
It's
You
organically
is
growing.
Auntie's name in it some kind of way?
Nope.
Oh,
We not giving this no clues. You gotta find it.
Niecy, stop
The,
talking.
hey, look, I'm trying to help you out and let you
And I
know
do
this is how it's gonna go.
consultations as well. I do consultations with people who are starting YouTube channels, and yep, I sit behind. I show them what they have to do in order to the 5 YouTube rules. I do all of that.
All right, so I'm gonna look for it because I need it. I just started like in April, so I need it. So I'll try to find a way to look for it. And because you definitely know how to move on the YT street. So I would
But
definitely
but but believe me that the algorithm has changed, and it is not about the number of people that you have. It's about everything else. They do not count subscribers anymore. They do not care. The only thing the only people that care about subscribers are brands. Nobody else cares about it. The algorithm does not care that you got 200,000. You can look at people. I looked at a girl today, and then I'm gonna hop off here because I got a funeral in the morning. But I looked at a
oh
girl today.
no.
She has over 200,000 subscribers, and she doesn't get more views than I do. It is not about the number of subscribers you have. It's about the 5 rules of YouTube, which is what I teach people immediately when they sign up for my course. But YouTube does not care about that. They don't care. And they're actually promoting smaller YouTube channels more than they are the bigger ones.
Well, you have to have a certain amount to start getting monetized, so that's for sure.
But
Yeah.
monetize is not the end. It's not the end or the beginning.
Oh
It's not
yeah.
monetize. Ain't it? I'm
Oh
telling you
yeah,
now.
yeah. No, I know because it definitely comes with a lot of stuff that you have to do at that point. But I know that's what my first introduction when I got on. It was like you got to have this and this to be monetized. So I was like, oh, okay. So there are rules to even get to that point that I didn't even know about. Even with that, I didn't know there was a certain amount of hours and subscribers you need. But yeah, but no, definitely, I'll look for it. I'll do my research and try to find out these courses and stuff because yeah, I definitely would want to learn from somebody who's doing it. Because Auntie, when did you first sign on to YouTube?
Um, I wanna say 2000, the latter part of 2016.
Got it.
But I did not get serious until 2018, 2019.
Got got it. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely. I'll look for it. As you did say that, because then I'll definitely look for it. But I appreciate all of you. I said this was a good conversation. I'm gonna pray on it. My opinion still stands when it comes to Derek. We did talk about him for a good
It wasn't worth it.
He's not. It's the story's getting so old.
It's way old. Let me make him all stubborn.
amount.
We got to find somebody else. I'd rather hear about Harry.
I know. I mean, and probably when the new episode or the new season of Love at the Lockup comes on, I think it was going to die out to a certain point. But either way, at the end of the day, I think we needed to have this conversation to get to the real conversation that we had after that. So I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful evening, Auntie. I'm sorry that you have to go to a funeral tomorrow. Definitely prayers to that family for sure. But yeah, we'll definitely continue on the next live or the next video, you guys.
Okay.
Uh,
Bye.
All
I
right.
love you.
All right.
Mwah.
You guys. Love you guys. You have a wonderful evening. And you guys,
love
thank
you,
you so
Nicole.
much for staying on and supporting the page as usual. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Are y'all